Welcome to Green Machine Football. I am John Rolla along with Josh Pierce, going to bring you all the action this evening from LP Fellows Field. It's just a big NCIC football game, but also a big game for each team in their playoff stakes.
Well, yeah, you hate to use the must-win term, but tonight both teams 3-2 coming into this game 1-1 in the NCIC, and the loser of this game, unfortunately, is going to fall below 500 in the NCIC and 500 overall as a team, with a lot of teams left here in the NCIC to play. So, loser of this game, obviously, in deep trouble as far as playoff hopes to come, but the winner hopefully could take that step forward. Hopefully that's the Geneseo Green Machine.
The Green Machine also comes with some history behind them here into the LP. Geneseo has never been beaten by the LaSalle-Peru Cavaliers. Certainly there's been some close games over the years because LP had some real quality teams over the years here, but never have been able to defeat the Green Machine of Geneseo. Nice evening tonight for football here at LP. A little cool, a little brisk. Time to break out the heavier jackets, and Geneseo has been followed by another great throng of fans down at the other end of the field here. We're broadcasting from an unusual spot here at LP. We're not able to get up on top of the press box, as anybody's ever been here at LP. Is the press box sits way up in the air. We're unable to get on top of the box because safety factors with the strength of the press box. So we're down about halfway down the stands where we're broadcast from. The handicapped area here is not being used, so we've set up camp here and actually have a very good vantage point where we're at here.
Well, this is a perfect night for football. This is fall weather, this is football weather, and it's a Friday night, so it's Friday night lights out here tonight. Geneseo getting ready to kick off. They won the opening toss, and they elect to kick off, and LP will receive here from their kickoff from the own 40.
Lemke will kick off from the north to the south. No breeze at all. Little squibber goes down, rolls inside the 30 down to the 20. It's going to be fielded, bounced off their foot to the 22. Going to return the ball up the middle. Nice tackle that time with the special teams. Hardly any, about a 5-yard return the ball. LP will take over on offense at their own 27-yard line.
Well, you mentioned before that LP's never beaten Geneseo, but last year they Geneseo overtime win in the playoffs. Geneseo's at Geneseo to win that game. So both teams obviously familiar with each other, and of course never winning against Geneseo always motivates another team more than LP.
We'll start out with a 3-down lineman up front. Jensen, Martins, and Posey stands up in position along with Deppy. Shotgun formation for LP. They got 4 wideouts in their green jerseys. Going to give it to the fullback up the right side of our defense. Picks up about 3 on the play. Going to bring up a third or second. It's called second 8 for the LP Cavaliers.
Well, it's a big test for Geneseo's defense. Of course, going into last week's game, 10 points allowed, and then they ran into a very good Sterling offense, which beat them up and down the field a little bit that I think Geneseo wasn't accustomed. So definitely want to come out here, like you mentioned before, with the chip on their shoulder and something to prove here. It's going to bring up second and 8.
Krogert and Deppy at the ends. Hungate and Kotecki for the least at the linebacker positions. Second and 8 from the 30-yard line of LP. One back in the backfield. Gives the ball back in the backfield. A little counter action in the backfield, and brought down immediately right there by, looks like Kotecki and Posey on the tackle for the Maple Leafs.
Well, that's the way you want to start right now. It's kind of a spread offense, or spread option is what LaSalle-Peru runs. It's a little bit what Sterling ran against Geneseo, a little misdirection. That time just a quick dive up the middle. Geneseo's defense answering the call already. It's going to bring up 3rd and long, a 3rd and 7 here from Geneseo at the LP 31-yard line.
Your cornerbacks in the defense are Havlin, number 17, along with Lemke, number 41 on the right side. Schneider is your rover back, and Belaguer is your free safety. 3rd and 7, 10:38 left in this first quarter. No score on the board. Everybody's jumping around up front, long count, and try to get the ball outside to the fullback. Nothing going that time. Geneseo swallows it up once again. The carry for LP. A slow whistle coming their time. Their feature back, I believe, carried the ball that time. Was it? Pick up who carried it.
It's like 21.
Yeah, Dan Bergagni. Bergagna. He's a senior, 5'11", 180 pounds. Been their feature back throughout the season so far. Both teams come into the game with a record of 3-2. Ottawa beat LP 21-14 last week. Kick going to be downfield, going to be fielded there by Lemke at the 39-yard line. He's got a little bit of a wall out in front of him. They're going to get one block, a nice block out front. Lemke skips over. He's got one more block to beat. Lemke might go to the house. He's inside the 30. He's down the 20, 10. Lemke goes in for the touchdown. Lemke with a big return on the first punt of the game for the Maple Leafs. That'll be a 63-yard punt return by Lemke up the left side.
Well, that's looked like Jared Fortune, number 26, who led that block and just pancake blocked around the end. Lemke did a nice job of jumping the defender, and the wall was set up on the far side. And what a way to start the game with 9:43 left here in the first quarter. Geneseo's defense forces the punt, and they return the punt for a 63-yard touchdown.
All right, now Luke has to catch his breath a little bit. He'll do the place kicking under the hold of Atwell. Ball's down, kicks up. That's going to split the uprights, and good. Oh, off to the right, I guess. Off to the right, no good. Leaves the score at 6-0 here with 9:43 left in this first quarter. We'll take an opening kickoff like that, or punt return like that.
Well, it'll be the fifth caller to La Roma's Pizza every time Geneseo scores a touchdown and win a free large 2-topping pizza. Radio listeners only, must redeem within 1 week.
As you said, Josh, there's some nice blocking outside as they went up the sideline right in front of the Geneseo bench, and he just kept on picking up blockers as he went downfield. And once he got about to the 30-yard line, it was a foot race, and he won that and took it in to the south end zone here at LP.
Well, credit those guys up front. We had a great bird's eye view up here of that wedge. They just set it up here on the near side here, and he just took the wedge. Like you mentioned, the blocker's out in front. A great open field block there, looked like by number 26, Jared Fortune, to actually just free him, and Lemke did the rest with his speed down the sideline.
So it was 3 and out for LP as they punted the ball away, and we took advantage of it. Now we'll kick off the ball with a 6-0 advantage over the LP Cavaliers here in early going of this NCIC game. Lemke has it teed up at the 40, again kicking from the north to the south. White jerseys, yellow pants, and yellow helmets. He's going to go onside once again. Big bounce, going to be fielded at the 25-yard line. And down he goes at the 35, about a 10-yard return. So Geneseo's defense will come back out in the field once again.
Well, I think that slip kick is planned by the Geneseo coaching staff. They obviously see somebody back there in the return game that fears them a little bit, and it's just kind of like a Devin Hester with the Chicago Bears. If you don't have to kick it to him and take that risk, you don't. And Geneseo decides just to swim it up, play some good coverage, and it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 35 of LaSalle-Peru.
LP comes on the line of scrimmage. Your quarterback, Sam Rank, is his junior, second-year quarterback. He played last year as a sophomore, number 3. Not a big in stature as far as 5'9", 160 pounds. Wide receiver left, right. Give the fullback once again. Little holding up there, no call on the play. And brought down at the 40-yard line, 41-yard line by Havlin. Certainly I thought there was a hold in there right at the corner on the end, but no call by the Stripes.
Well, I think you're right there, John. You can see a little bit when the defender can't get away from the offensive guy. You know that there might be a little hand play in there. And fortunately for LaSalle-Peru, they didn't call that and was able to spring the back for, looks like, a gain of about 6. Going to bring up 2nd and 4 now from the LaSalle-Peru 41.
Geneseo's up by the score 6-0 here early on the first quarter. 2 receivers each side for LP. Shotgun formation. Geneseo puts 2 down linemen, 2 rush ends with Posine and Deppy. Hungate walks up tight, now back. Give the ball once again to the fullback, number 4. He's going to try to get outside. Once again, looks like a holding call once again, but no call. And it makes first down as he goes over the 50 down to the 43-yard line as he sweeps the play outside to the left, the right side of our defense. And once again, the defensive end had his shoulder pads about twisted on him.
Well, yeah, when you can't engage from that guy, he actually saw the receiver going, or the running back, going around him and just tried to get outside. And, of course, he couldn't let go, and there's a reason why he probably couldn't let go, but they're not going to call it, so therefore it isn't a penalty. It's going to be 1st and 10. Now LP across Geneseo into their Geneseo, call it the 46.
1st and 10, and LP comes up once again. 2 wideouts each side, shotgun formation. Bergagnon in the backfield with Rank. 2 down alignment for Geneseo. 2 stand-up ends. Going to give the ball up the middle. A little bit of a seam that time. Gets about 3, maybe 4 yards tackled by Hungate. Number 30 for the Leafs.
Well, LaSalle-Peru's offense is doing here, they're just trying to spread Geneseo's defense out. They're putting 3 guys out here in a pattern like they're going to throw it. Just spreads Geneseo out enough, and then they just gash him up the middle. Their running back there, I believe at Pergisi, like you talked about, also the running back, or the quarterback's also an option here. So they're just spreading Geneseo out, hoping they create a seam, and they just try to slip through it.
Near side, Schneider on to coverage along with Havlin for Geneseo. And give the ball to fullback in the middle again. Jensen's all over that one. Somebody hit him first in the backfield, I believe. It may have been Hungate. Once again, getting off the bottom of the pile. Called his name already, along with Posine on the defensive side of the ball for the Leafs.
Well, that time they did a nice job. The defensive line, crashed down, and they expected a little bit of that. They're just, like we said, that time looked like they put 4 guys on, 2 guys on each side to spread Geneseo out, try to misplayed a little bit, expecting pass, and then Geneseo, good job there by the defensive line of stuff in the middle. Big 3rd and 5 here from the Geneseo 41.
There's been a lot of wideouts out in the field, but no passes yet for LP. They'll go 3 wideouts this time. Belligear walks up tight like a linebacker now, backs off a little bit. Going to sprint out action this time. Downfield they go, look to get the pass off. No cut, buddy's open. Hot pursuit, they throw the ball downfield. It's incomplete, overthrown as he was a little bit open. The quarterback had under big pressure that time to get it off. Incomplete, and it'll be a 4th down for LP.
Well, Geneseo initially did a great job of DBs there covering. That's why he had to scramble around for his life. And then once he finally got some pressure, he was just forced to make a bad throw. And Geneseo's defense steps up again here. Looks like they're going to punt here.
Yep.
4th and 5 from the Geneseo 41.
You know, watch a long count here, Josh, trying to draw us off sides because if they can get us 5 yards, they'll be very close to a 1st down. Nope. Snap was good. Kick, kind of an end-over-end knuckleball. Lemke's going to try to field it right along the sideline. It's still going to roll. It's going to roll out of bounds at about the 3-yard line.
Well, unfortunate break there. I think Lemke thought it was going to just bounce out. He was actually kicking it right to left, and just kind of a wedge shot. It came back in.
Yep.
And nice job by Lemke. You don't want to handle that and make a mistake. Unfortunately for Geneseo, it took a LP bounce down to the 3-yard line. But first time for Geneseo's offense to come out here and prove a point here. Defense has done a nice job of getting LaSalle-Peru's offense clinging on to a 6-0 lead here, 7:06 in the first. 1st and 10, Geneseo from their 3.
Craig will open it up at center. He'll be flanked by Martins and Rome, number 67. The tackles being Selmy, along with, on this near side, well, the overload to the right side this time. Can't pick up the number. Wishbone formation for the Leafs. Going to give the ball to the 2nd, 3rd man through. That's going to be Patton, I believe, on the carry. For the Leafs, moves it out over the 5-yard line to about the 6.
Well, this time right now, Geneseo, like you mentioned, a wishbone formation, just trying to get themselves a little breathing room. Started at the 3. Nice surge there by the offensive line, a couple backs in front of him, and he was able to pick up 5 yards. 2nd and 5.
Brighton Kincaid at the right tackle position as they break the huddle. Again, Craig brings them up, flanked by Bogan this time, and Martins. 2 receivers out to the right side of the Geneseo offense, 1 back. Tight end on the left side. Going to give the ball inside, trying to break it outside this time. Goes on the carry, goes Hungate, gets over the 10 to about the 11-yard line. Will bring up a 3rd and about 2 for the Leafs. Let's get a 3rd and about 1 for the Leafs from the 13-yard line.
Well, that time they spread 2 guys wide, trying to do the same thing LaSalle-Peru did. Maybe think a little bit about a pass, but smart play call down here in your own zone right here. Your line's fresh. This is their first series. You want to prove a point. They were able to get 5 the first time. 4 this time. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1 from the Geneseo 12.
6-0, Geneseo's on top here. Midway through the first quarter, wishbone formation, overload left side. You're going to go that same side. Sneak it up inside the Geneseo, still fighting for yards. I think he's going to be up near that 1st down marker. If they can mark it on that stripe, it's going to be the carry that time was Akers. 1st down, Geneseo. Didn't even measure. 1st down for Geneseo.
Well, his first surge looked like he got up there, then they kind of pulled him back. Colin Akers, not a very big back, but he followed 2 big boys through the hole. Got a nice surge. They only needed 1. They got about 1.5, and that's enough to move the sticks.
Rome brings a play in, number 67 for the Leafs, a sophomore, 6'1", 250 pounds. And they'll break the huddle. Up they come. Kincaid at the tackle near side. Fears, number 85, next to him on the left side of the offensive line. Double wing set. Wing back comes in motion. He goes sweep play near side. Got a convoy in front of him. Can he sneak through there? He's going to bounce it outside. Those Akers fight for that extra yard. Gets it over the 15 to the 16-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd. Let's call it 2nd and about a long 7 for the Leafs.
Well, Colin Akers, a good back. They've seen a really improved game after game. 100-yard rusher last weekend against Sterling, and very elusive. You think you might have him down. He can just turn on a dime, and that time he just kind of strung it out, but too many bodies out there to get by, only a gain of a couple.
Kind of ducked in behind the lineman. Near side comes Havlin, the receiver, number 17 for the Leafs, which is the left side. Sends Patton in motion. Going to go sweep play with Patton, looking to find a corner. Nothing going. He cuts back against the grain. They're going to throw a flag right there at that block, right at the feet of Akers at the 11-yard line.
Well, that's in the lines of a hold probably. It looks like they might flag Geneseo for a hold. That's what it's going to be. You wonder where that was a little while ago there. He might have had it stuffed in his pocket. But Geneseo that time, a little misdirection there. They try to send the guy in motion, try to mix it up a little bit, catch LaSalle-Peru off guard, and unfortunately they're going to get a flag that's going to mark them back here.
LaSalle-Peru in their green jerseys trimmed in white pants, green socks. The sophomores were victorious tonight by the score of what ended up being
35
to nothing. The freshmen went down to defeat last night by the score of 6-0 to the LP freshmen. And on the field right now, LP did take that penalty, so they'll march them back to the 6-yard line. So I'm kind of surprised maybe why they took that penalty. We still had Geneseo in a third and about 9.
Well, Geneseo, you know, we talked about it a little bit. We'd really like to see them open up the offense, and I think LaSalle-Peru thinking that, you know, deep in their zone, they're going to continue to run it and grind it out, and the longer they have to go for a first down, maybe the better.
LP does meet them in the front line with 5 3-down linemen, 2 stand-up ends. Wingback goes in motion for the Leafs, goes Patton. Atwell sprints out to pass. Found a receiver downfield. Intercepted at the 28-yard line. Looking to return, number 42. Down to return to about the 14-yard line for LP.
That time I don't think Atwell even saw the safety back there, kind of bird dogging him a little bit, watching his eyes. He had a guy on the far side, looked like he had a swing route, but went deep for the ball, looked like he had him, and good job by the safety. LaSalle-Peru jumped in front of the receiver to make the interception. So turnover here in Geneseo's zone, 1st and 10, LaSalle-Peru from the Geneseo 14.
4:02 left in the first quarter. Geneseo up by the score 6-0. 2 left, 2 right for LP. Geneseo's linebackers once again walk up tight. Give the ball number 22 up the middle. Nothing going for him that time. Once again, maybe a yard. They move that down marker before they even blow the whistle. Give him a yard, 2nd and 9. Moves the ball to the 13-yard line of Geneseo. Kincaid in on defense for the Leafs.
Well, Geneseo doing a nice job. They're finally understanding what's going on there. They're just trying to spread them out and run up the middle. Now what you got to do is not get caught peeking in because, you know, LaSalle-Peru not having a lot of success anymore going up that middle is going to try to do something outside.
Little play action. They'll send out, and again, 4 wideouts for the Cavaliers. Shotgun formation. It's getting Kotecki, pushes the front line. Quarterback Rank keeps the ball this time, kicks back against the grain inside the 5, down to the 5. He's brought down right at the 5-yard line by Havlin. We had him stopped at the 10. He fought forward for an extra 5 yards.
Well, that time Geneseo's just got to wrap up. They had him, like you said, a couple times. He's only the junior Sam Rank started last year, like you mentioned. He's only 5'9", 160, and you know they just couldn't get him down to the ground. He kept his legs driving. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2 now from the Geneseo 5-yard line. 2:51 counting down here in the first. Geneseo holding on to a 6-0 lead.
This time they'll go wishbone for a T formation in the backfield. LP quarterback's going to keep the ball. He fights forward. Gets down to about the 2. As he had big line surge that time by the LP front.
Well, they've been taking their time snapping that football. That time looked like they got up with a little quick count, tried to catch Geneseo off balance, and the quarterback just fouled his offensive line up the middle for the first down. So Geneseo's defense back against the wall here. 1st and goal from the Geneseo 3.
Both tackles for LP go 245 pounds. Guards around 225.
Timeout on the field.
Timeout. LP. So Geneseo's lone score so far here in this first quarter is the punt return by Lemke. And the turnover has been the big part of this first quarter so far for Geneseo as Michael Atwell throwing an interception at about the 28-yard line, intercepted and returned back to the 14.
Well, that's the turnover you didn't want to see deep in your zone, but they, like we talked about there, they tried to open it up. They had a nice seam route going down the middle. The safety just played a better ball and kind of read Atwell's eyes and then just stepped in front of the receiver. But it looked like he had a couple options there. He just unfortunately got it picked off, and that's something you don't want to do inside your 20-yard line. And Geneseo's defense got to step out and find a way here, 1st and goal from the 3 to keep them out of this end zone.
The center up front for LP is 245 in the middle. They'll go tight formation, T formation behind the quarterback. Once again, they go quarterback sneak. Number 3 going to go in for the touchdown. Touchdown LP on the quarterback sneak.
Well, that time it's just LP's big boys against Geneseo's big boys, and we saw it to get the first down. They just pushed him back, and that time they just pushed him right in the end zone. So with 2:25 left in this ball game, we got a tie ball game, 6-6 with the extra point to come for LaSalle-Peru.
They will kick for the extra point. 6-6 on the scoreboard here in the first quarter. Snaps back. Kicks up. Going to be good for LP. They'll go up by the score of 7-6 here with 2:25 left in the first quarter.
That's good. You like to see that out of the coaching staff. They're trying to keep their guys up. You got a turnover deep in your own zone. That's something that you can't have, but it happens. And when you do that, you put a lot of pressure on your defense. So giving up 7 points there isn't the end of the world after holding them a couple times. So you just got to keep them up. You got to keep driving. Your offense got to come out here and put some points on the board.
So Geneseo's kickoff return will come out. They'll put Akers back deep along with Belagear and Patton. Schneider's in the middle, stands back about his 25-yard line. Be nice to run one back here and keep the momentum on our side here in this just even late in the first quarter. I'd like to see that momentum swing as if it has right now.
Well, Geneseo moved the sticks there their first drive, and then a costly holding penalty is what put them in the position where they had to put it up in the air a little bit and air it out, and that's where they got them the turnover. So Geneseo back to receive. Going to have to do something here on offense.
Akers back at his 9-yard line. Kick's going to come up a little bit short. He's going to field it at the 17-yard line. They're going to go up the middle. Nothing going that time for Akers. He follows forward to the 30, so Geneseo's offense will take over 1st and 10 from their own the 30-yard line. On the field they come, Rome, Kincaid, Anselmi, Craig, Martins up front.
This offense also got handed the ball on the 3-yard line after that kick went down there. So much better field position here at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10, 2:19 left here in the first quarter. Geneseo trailing now 7-6.
Michael Atwell needs to keep his head up. He had a rough go there in the last little bit of the Sterling game. An interception here to start off this game, but he's got to keep his head up and keep chugging away. Tight formation for the Leafs, 1st and 10. And on motion goes number 28, Belagear with the carry. He moves the pile forward a little bit, give him 3 yards on the carry as they move it out to the 32-yard line.
Well, that's the important part. 2:07 counting down here. It's not the end of the world to turn the ball over. It's how you respond after you make a mistake here. And I like what Geneseo did. They aired it out. We've talked about it in the past. Teams, especially from the NCIC, are going to pack that line of scrimmage. I just hope that interception didn't scare them away from getting away from their game plan.
Let's call it 2nd and 8 from the 31-yard line. Running back comes in motion. Option play. Atwell's going to keep the ball. Number 8 calls his own number. That'll help right there. Picks up 5 on the carry. Moves the ball out to the 37-yard line of LP.
Well, you're exactly right. As confidence grows, that's what you want out of your quarterback. That's the boy that's going to touch the ball every single offensive play along with the center. So as long as he's got some confidence back there, he brings that into the huddle and the offense can start clicking a little bit. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4 from the Geneseo 36.
Up they come. They're going to go in a tight formation. Going to overload the right side. Wishbone behind Atwell, the quarterback. They give this ball this time to Belagear. He's going to fight for 4 or 5 yards that time. 1st down for Geneseo, and LP is just digging the ball after the whistle even blows. 1st down, Geneseo moves the ball out to the 41-yard line.
Well, that's what they're talking.
Did you see what I saw down there?
Yeah, they're starting to rip down. He actually was on his back, and they're trying to rip it out. But when you start doing that, that means you don't tackle. You're trying to get the ball instead of making the tackler. So the coaching staff got to let them know, hang on to that ball, keep driving the legs, and you'll get the 1st down. And right now, Sterling's in a 5-5, it looks like almost, John. And Geneseo's doing a nice job of moving the sticks. 1st and 10, Geneseo from their own 41.
Inside 1 minute left in this first quarter. Overload right side, wishbone formation. Going to go this time inside. Goes, just about broken free that time from the fullback position. That time went Kotecki.
Well, that's a 1-2 punch.
6 yards.
They found out, of the absence of Jason Johnson with the mono, and you were kind of questioning what was going to happen there. And I think they found a good combination with Hungate and Kotecki after that the game against, I believe it was Ottawa at home in the second half, where they kind of broke out and each had big touchdown runs.
So up we come, 2nd and 4 from their own 47-yard line. 16 seconds left in the clock here. Overload left side this time. They're going to give the ball once again to Kotecki up the middle. Nothing that time as he's stacked up at the point of attack by the whole defense. The 3 interior lineman, number 55, made the initial contact. Freeman for LP. And that will do it for the first quarter here at LP. At the end of 1 quarter of play, it's the LP Cavaliers 7, the Green Machine 6.
This TV 50 telecast is sponsored in part by B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, On Guard Security, Central Bank, Geneseo, Chicago Street Decorating Center, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Insurance and Financial Services. Geneseo Dairy Queen. Stackhouse Moore Funeral Services. Farmers National Bank. Geneseo Telephone Company. Holland & Sons. Hammond Henry Hospital. Hazelwood Homes. IDC Technology Solutions. Geneseo Good Samaritan Village. Northside Rexall Drug. ProTech Auto Body. Turpins of Geneseo. Please patronize these fine businesses and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV50 telecast.
Welcome back as we get set to start this second quarter of action here from LaSalle-Peru as the Cavaliers are on top of the Maple Leafs by the score of 7-6 here as we get ready to start this second quarter. I am John Rowley along with Josh Pierce and bringing you all the action here from the east side of the stadium here at Fellows Field. Geneseo will come to the line of scrimmage, third and a long 4 from their own 47-yard line. 2 wideouts near side. Atwell's going to try to put the ball up the middle. He's stacked up, nothing going that time for Geneseo off the left side of the line. It'll bring up a 4th down and 4 for the Leafs, and they'll have to go into punt formation.
Well, that time they just tried to run up the middle, and we talked a little bit about it. Looks like Sterling's almost running. When we don't break anybody out, it looks like about a 5-5. They're just committed to the run, and like I talked about, we hope that that interception doesn't steer away from Geneseo opening this offense, because we saw a little bit of that in the second half against Sterling and had some success. But right now Geneseo 7-6. They're down by a point. You can't afford to take another gamble here. They're going to punt this ball away.
LP rather than Sterling we got on the field against us. We keep saying that.
I'd like to have him back one more time.
Yeah. Personnel's on the field for the Leafs. Hungay with a nice kick this time, going to be fielded down around the 18-yard line. Looking to get outside in pursuit. Geneseo still got to bring him down at the 40 or 36-yard line. They finally knocked him out of bounds. We had 3 guys had shots at him, but could not get a good wrap on him. So LP will come back on the field, 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Well,
that's something you're going to have to improve there on defense and on special teams. You got to wrap these guys and bring him down. He's not very big. He's only 5'8", 145. So get your hands on him, get a hold of some jersey, get a hold of anything you can. You got to throw him down to the ground.
Posing up front in the nose guard position, flanked by Rome, number 67, along with Jensen on the left side. 2 receivers out wide, the right side of the offense. For LP, 2 backs split in the backfield. Ward at linebacker along with Hungate. Nice tackle. Had him wrapped up and couldn't bring him down. Ward had him stopped for about a 5-yard loss. He skipped away and picked it, got right back to the original line of scrimmage. I'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for LP.
Yeah, Ward had him for a loss, just couldn't wrap him up like we talked about. One thing he did do is he slowed him up for the men in the yellow helmets to catch up with him, and they were able to stop him for about a 1-yard gain. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9 from the LaSalle-Peru 37.
At the Andrew Kroger along with Deppy. 2 receivers out wide to the right. Schwindline along with Schneider on the coverage. Shotgun formation. The fullback lines up right next to the quarterback. They give the ball to the fullback once again. Number 22 finds the seam. Breaks in the open. He's going to get the 1st down. Moves about close to the 49-yard line.
Well, that time Geneseo had a defensive end come in untouched, and he just went after the quarterback instead of the running back, and was able to gash him for looked like about a 12-yard gain. So Geneseo, once again, they're a little confused at that spread option. It's a misdirection type play, and they spread a lot of guys out. They actually show like they're going to throw the ball a lot more than they're going to run it, and they're just gashing Geneseo. So right now, Geneseo's defense and those linebackers got to find a way to plug them holes.
Schwindline on the tackle that time from his outside cornerback position. 2 backs line up in with the quarterback in the shotgun formation. Geneseo's defense walks up tight, the linebackers do. Long count. Once again, they're going to give the ball inside. Number 4 with the carry. Finds a seam, still on his feet. Going to pick up a nice 5-6 yard gain that time off the right side of their offensive line. Once again, right at the left side of Geneseo's defense.
Well, they're not doing anything tricky. It's basically the same, probably 3 or 4 plays, just different directions and different backs here. They're just they run a little misdirection one way and they come back with the back, kind of like our cross bucket counter plays. And right now LaSalle-Peru's opening up those holes, and Geneseo's defense got to find a way to close them.
45-yard line of Geneseo, 2nd and 4 for Cavaliers. 2 wideouts left side. Rink will go under center this time. And they hand the ball off. Once again, the running back find a nice seam. Once again, he's going to get first down, moves the ball down close to the 40-yard line. And they're just, from up here, our vantage point, there is some nice seams for those running backs to get through.
Well, yeah, the linebackers for Geneseo are going to have to close the gap. They almost come up like they're going to blitz, and then they fade back a little bit, and they wait for the running back. One thing that this year we've seen a lot of with Hungate and those boys, we've seen a lot in the earlier games of them really closing that gap and beating the running back at the line of scrimmage. That's something they're going to have to start doing, because right now LaSalle-Peru's moving the chains. 1st and 10 from the Geneseo 40.
7-6, LP's on top of Geneseo with 8:38 left in this first half. 2 backs in the backfield with Rank, the quarterback for LP. 2 wide receivers right side. This time they're going to drop back to throw the ball, puts the ball in the air. It's going to be completed down to the 20-yard line, just a quick slant pattern. Nice throw by Rank, tackle there by Schwenlein, and moves the ball down to the Geneseo 16-yard line. 1st and 10.
Well, we talked about it. You kind of lull them asleep with the run, the cross, and the action, and then you keep banging it up the middle, and then when you try to get them on a streak play, and that's exactly what they've done. They spread it out the whole time. That's the first time they've actually hit him on a drag, and you know, you hate to see that, but Sam Rink did a nice job throwing that football right in the middle.
24-yard pickup on the play from the 16-yard line of Geneseo. 1st and 10 for LP. They can go to the south end zone. Wide receivers will give the ball to the running back. He trips and falls in the backfield. Loss of about 4 on the play at the 20-yard line on the trip.
Well, once again, it's not how you bring him down as long as he goes down. So we'll take that little turf there, grabbed him, and he's going to lose about 5 yards on that. And that's a big play right now for Geneseo's defense, which is kind of back on their heels here with 7:42 left in this opening half. It's going to bring up 2nd and 15 now from the Geneseo 20.
Up they come. Geneseo's defense will match him up, posing nose guard flanked by Martins and Jensen. Now Poseen jumps around, right, heads up to center. 1 back in the backfield. Going to sprint out action, going to look to pass the ball. Schneider on the defense, and incomplete, falls short. Schneider from the rover back gave a lot of pressure to the quarterback and chased him out of bounds. I made him throw it early. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 15 for LP. Ball sits at the 21-yard line of Geneseo.
Well, that's one thing that'll really help your coverage team there when you get some pressure on the quarterback and he's running for his life. And that time, nice job by Geneseo's defense of closing the gap, giving him time to throw the ball. Now LaSalle-Peru facing a 3rd and long, 3rd and 15 now from their Geneseo 20.
Timeout's going to be called by LP. I was going to say they're taking an awful long time getting that play on the field. So that's their 2nd timeout here in this first half. Geneseo's down by the score of 7-6. Courtesy big run by Lamke on a punt return to put Geneseo on the board on their first time they touched the ball. Lamke went on the punt return for the touchdown.
Well, I've got to believe that after seeing the extra point here and seeing this field all through the years, that this is a good place to kick the football, John, especially with the dome-like atmosphere here at LaSalle-Peru. And it looks like LaSalle-Peru probably in field goal range here, even though it's going to be a long one. But right now, Geneseo's defense has to find a way to stop those gaps and create maybe even a turnover or a loss.
LP needs to get to about the 6-yard line, 7-yard line for a first down. 3rd and 15 will be the call when they break the huddle and come back from the sidelines after this timeout by LP. That's their 2nd timeout of this first half.
Well, and I just noticed that LaSalle-Peru does have a receiver that goes about 6'4" out there, and we've talked about a little bit about the undersized Geneseo DBs, so look for maybe a shot at the end zone here on 3rd and 15.
He's wide to the right side of Geneseo, of the offense of LP. 1 back in the backfield behind the quarterback. He's looking that way, sprints out that same direction. He's got some big pressure, got a screen play right in front. He catches it, going to be down to about the 10-yard line. Kroger on the tackle. And that was pretty well developed for LP, and they will bring a field goal team on. The ball's on the 10, so it'll make it a 27-yard field goal attempt for LP right in the middle of the field.
And there's a breeze where we're at, but on the field it's totally different because we are actually down kind of in the hillside, almost like a dome down below, so not a lot of wind down below here for this kick.
They will try the field goal from 27 yards. Snap's pretty good. Kicks up. It's going to be good for LP to make the score 10-6 over the Maple Leafs here about midway through this second quarter. We got to get something going, Josh. We're just not showing a lot of life out there. No panic needs to be going on, but just we need to show a little life on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, you saw after that interception, it kind of seemed like they got down and they put their heads down a little bit, like, oh no, here we go again. And you just got to put that behind you. Mistakes are going to happen. It's how you rebound. There's a whole football game here left to play. You're only down 4 points. Your offense has got to find a way to move this football. With 6:28 left in the second half, it's the job of that coaching staff and those kids on the sideline to get each other, get in their faces and let them know that this is a football game we got to have. This is a big football game, especially in the NCIC.
They'll tee it up from the 40-yard line. That was a 9-play drive, 53 yards, 4 minutes and 29 seconds of this second quarter. 27-yard field goal by LP. Now they'll kick it off. Again, no breeze in the field. Back deep for Geneseo is Akers at the goal line. The onside kick at this time. Going to be fielded by Schneider off the bounce, number 29, and going to be brought down at about the 21-yard line. No return for the Leafs. Just not clicking yet for the Maple Leafs.
Well, yeah, right now they just, you hate to say it, but they look sluggish out there a little bit, like hesitant, and that's something you can't have in a big game like this. You got to take it to your opponent, and they're going to have some work to do here in the second half. But before that, with 6:22 before the second half, they got first and 10 from the Geneseo 20. This offense has to move this football and get some confidence.
Drive this thing down the field. Up and come to the line of scrimmage. Havlin will set out wide to the right side, stands at the 20-yard line. Atwell, the quarterback. One back in the backfield, wing back to the left side. Now he comes in motion. They can get the ball down. This time they keep the ball. Patton with the carry. Didn't catch up what happened in the backfield. Must have, I believe Patton had the ball. Pick up about 4. Atwell kept the ball as he tucked it up. Picks up 3 for the Leafs.
Well, it looked like he might have got a little pressure inside there. That was actually going to be a pass play, which
quick pass.
I like to see that on first down. It's a lot easier to throw on first and second down when they're not anticipating than third and long. And did the right thing. He got a little pressure. He ran it up the middle, and he gained 4 yards.
Now 2 wideouts kind of flex themselves out a few yards. Going to go for on the sweep play. Nothing going that time for the running back either. On the carry that time was, again, Patton. No room to get around the corner. Bring up a 3rd and 7, or maybe 3rd and 9 for the Leafs.
Well, that time looked like there were 6 green jerseys to 1 Geneseo jersey. I don't know if that was just a miscue play or what happened there, but the blocking out in front just wasn't there for the sweep play. And right now, Geneseo's defense, they got to find a way to get a fire. They need a big play and they need some momentum, and they got to do it yourself here with 5:11 counting down here before half, trailing 10-6.
Havlin goes out wide left along with Akers on that same side as a slot back. Flag on the play. Atwell downfield overthrown to Havlin, and they'll decline the penalty. Geneseo was illegal motion. Illegal shift by Geneseo is the indication. They'll decline that penalty. It'll be 4th down for the Leafs.
Well, right now, Geneseo's got to find a way to get some confidence back. That they come out here, got the big play by Lemke. They actually got the momentum on their side, and then ever since then, it's just been downhill, John. And you can almost see it in their demeanor. They just they jog on, jog off, and there's not a big display here of emotion by the Geneseo sideline. So these coaches got to get these guys motivated here to come out here and play some football.
So Hunkade will stand back at his own 6-yard line to punt this ball away. Protected by Havlin. Nice snap back to him. Nice high kick going to come down.
Oh!
The LP receiver dropped the ball, but he must have fell right back on it. Geneseo was right there on top of him at the 50-yard line. There's a flag on the play. Is that a flag on the far side of the field there?
I can't tell if it's a flag or a beanie. They might get in for interference here. Geneseo, they might get a Geneseo with too close.
Flag sits at the 49-yard line of LP.
If that is, that's 15 yards.
Pushing against Geneseo, they're going to call.
Yeah, that's interference to make the catch, and that's a big one. That's going to be probably 15 yards marched off. You got to give him a little bit of room. It's a questionable call there. It looked like he got in his face a little bit and then backed away, and then he muffed it. So,
yeah.
It's a judgment call by the referee, and if it's their call, and it looked like he might have been close enough to get the flag. But at any rate, this is once again, a big blow to Geneseo's defense here. Now they're going to get marched this off 15 yards, and it's going to be in Geneseo field.
Now they're going over to talk to the LP coach on the far sideline. The option, I believe, do they make them punt it again?
Well, I think you take the 15 yards, but
or is it? They're moving the sticks back down the field.
I'm not sure the ruling on this. If you could take 15 yards from the original spot of the line of scrimmage and then kick it again, and I think that's what they're going to make Geneseo do. So Geneseo now, to add insult to injury, looks like they might be punting this ball from their own end zone, which is a risky
Fourth
move.
down,
Risky move though for LaSalle-Peru, considering that your receiver just muffed the punt here, and you were going to have great field position about the Geneseo 35. So, unless something big happens here for LaSalle-Peru, a questionable call. We'll see if it works out.
So they're yet to mark the penalty off against Geneseo. The ball's at about the 21-yard line. Now they'll assess the penalty after that. Yes, here it goes.
Yeah,
a 10-yard penalty. Moves the ball down to about the back end of the football is right on the 15 or right on the 10-yard line. So Hungate this time will punt out of his own end zone. 4:46 left. Geneseo's down by the score of 10-6 here in this second quarter. Nice snap once again back to Hungate. No pressure at all. Another nice kick. Going to come down at about the 40-yard line. It hits the 35 and rolls the wrong direction. They'll down it right at the 36, does Belaguer. So LP came out ahead that time of about 15 yards compared to where they did have it. Defense has to come and play this series of downs, Josh, with 38 left in this first half, down by 4 points to the LP Cavaliers.
Well, you're exactly right. LaSalle-Peru smelling a little blood in the water here. There's a chance for them to jump on Geneseo. And Geneseo, offensively or defensively or special teams, we saw it earlier, they've got to make a play and get some momentum back.
Jump around up front is the defense. Martins, Jensen, Poseen, one back in the backfield. Quarterback's under center. Gives the ball right up the middle. Ball's fumbled. And it runs, and the lineman for LP picks it up and runs with it and gets the first down.
Well, when it rains, it pours. That time looked like Balaguer came up and made a nice hit right there in the secondary to free that ball. And unfortunately for Geneseo, it bounced right in the hands of the lineman. He scooted down the right side of that field for the first down.
Tim Wold with the recovery in the air, 6'3", 245 pounds. Off the races, brought down by the defense. It'll bring up a first, and they did get a first down. Moves the ball down to the 25-yard line of Geneseo.
Well, even when you make a good play, it goes bad, John. So you hope it's not one of these nights with 4:17 clicking down here before the end of this first half. 10-6, LaSalle-Peru.
Two wide receivers left side of the offense for LP. Hadlin on the coverage. Quarterback's going to keep it this time, looking for a corner. He's going to drop back to throw the ball to the short receiver at the 20-yard line. Knocked out of bounds at the 20. No. About a 5-yard gain to play for LP. And clock continues to move with 3:52 left in this first half. Geneseo's down by the score of 10-6.
Well, right now, LaSalle-Peru, unfortunately, we're watching, we saw a little bit of it last week, John, with Sterling, that they're able to do whatever they want. And right now, that just doesn't look like there's any motivation over there on the white jerseys from Geneseo. Nobody's talking to each other. They just kind of sit there and act like, let's get to this next play. And that's something you can't have in a game like this.
Wide left, wide right they go. Two receivers to the right side. Quarterback's in the shotgun formation. Geneseo's defense is confused. Now they're back set where they want to be. Hungate's directing traffic a little bit. Quarterback's going to keep it. Number 3. No gain to play on the tackle that time. Big play for Deppy to move things inside, and Poseen finishes him off. Maybe a half-a-yard gain, bring up a 3rd and 3 for the Cavaliers.
Well, this is a huge 3rd and 3 for this defense. You can give up 3 points here because that only puts you down a score here, and maybe get to the halftime, make some adjustments here. But right now, Geneseo's defense, 3rd and 3 against LaSalle-Peru offense that they're having problems understanding right now, and it's at the Geneseo 19.
LP taking some time getting to the line of scrimmage. Now they break their huddle and come up. Two receivers right side. Hadlin on the coverage along with Schneider. Two backs split in the backfield. Quarterback under center. And it's going to be too much time.
That's a big penalty here.
That is a big penalty. You're right, Josh. It'll mark off 5 yards against LP. Just kind of feel it as they were slow getting the play in, slow getting the play out of the huddle. and then they didn't get to the line quick enough. So march off 5 yards against LP, and that is a big penalty here with 2:27 left in this second quarter. Moves the ball back to the 29-yard line of Geneseo.
Well, that time I think they were trying to actually milk the clock a little bit and try to give Geneseo no time left here on this. But now, instead of 3rd and short, you're looking at 3rd and 7. Geneseo's defense has to make a play here.
They break the huddle in the same formation they had previously. Split backs, 2 receivers right side. Rank the quarterback, drops back the pass, gets the ball down the center. Completed at the 5, touchdown, untouched. A beautiful seam pattern run by LP. And Rank put the ball right where he needed to. Touchdown, LP.
Well, it's basically the same play he got burnt with before. That time, unfortunately, the DB from Geneseo, we talked about it earlier, you can't get caught peeking in, and he peeked in just enough to let the wide receiver get by him, and it's the same play, almost the identical drive that they got the first touchdown on. LP up 16-6 now here with 2:21 with the extra point still to come.
They'll kick for the extra point. Kicks up. It is good by LP to make the score 16-6 here with 2:21 left in this first half.
Well, this is really heartbreaking, John, here with 2:21 left. You know, we talked about what a big game this is, 1-1 in the NCIC. Both these teams have 2 losses, so the 3rd loss here is crucial here for your playoff chances and puts you in a position you don't want to be in. And not to mention that we talked before the game, LaSalle-Peru's never beaten Geneseo. It's homecoming here at LaSalle-Peru, so the motivation is even bigger. And Geneseo comes out, jumps on them a little bit, and then just lays off the throttle here. And it's 17-6. They got to find a way to get back the momentum. These kids got to get each other's ear, and they got to start pumping each other up and start this ball game over here. With 2:21 left, you still got time. All 3 timeouts here. You want to go on a nice drive. You want to get something here before halftime. Go in at halftime, make your adjustments, and get a little momentum before this ball game gets away from you.
Back deep is Akers. That is 8. Knuckleball, they're going to let it slide through to him at the 6 or 11. He'll pick it up. They're going to go right up the middle of the field. Goes Akers, still on his feet. Gets it out over the 30, down to the 31-yard line. Goes Colin Akers with the ball with 2:13 left in this first half. Geneseo down by the score 17-6.
Well, right now they got to move the ball. You got to move the sticks first of all. With 2:13, 3 timeouts, you got a lot of time. You get first downs, get that first one out of the way, work your way down. Don't have to get the home run. Get some confidence in here and talk to your guys. You know, you got to get that line moving people out of the way so they can move these chains.
Double wing set for the Leafs. Akers and belly gear. Give the ball. Second man's going to get this time, Akers, and they're going to call him down as he started to turn the corner. Like he slipped but held himself up. They're going to call his knee down and pick up about a yard for the Leafs.
That time just fake up the middle and then give it to the second man through. It's a fake 36-48, and nobody was fooled on that. LaSalle-Peru was able to stuff it for 2, and right now this offensive Geneseo is very predictable, and LaSalle-Peru is just jumping on them.
Posian brings the play into at will with 1:44 left in this first half. Geneseo doesn't appear to be in a big urgency here to get any plays off. Wing back to the left side. 2 backs behind Atwell, the quarterback, long count. Going to go sweep play. Akers once again with the carry, number 22. Nothing that time, maybe 2 or 3 on the carry. It'll bring up a 3rd and long for the Leafs.
Well, it's just it's hard to imagine here with 1:20 counting down. There's no sense of urgency. It's very disheartening. You know, I try to be positive, and you try not to say anything negative, but it looks like they're content to go in this locker room 17-6 and regroup. And I tell you what, he better have one heck of a speech in there at halftime to bring these boys out.
They'll break the huddle. Up they come with just inside 1 minute left in this first half. Out wide comes Havlin along with Akers, number 22. Havlin lines up wide at the ball sits on the 36-yard line up Geneseo. Akers goes in motion. Going to go for a little counter play this time. Still on his feet goes number 38 with the carry. That time Patton moves it out to the 45-yard line. First down for the Leafs. That'll stop the clock. With 40 seconds left in this first half. A little counter play that time. First time we've seen it really get many yards. About 7 or 8 yard pickup that time.
Nice
by
effort.
Patton.
Nice effort by Patton to get that. He was originally stopped. Geneseo's got to get to this line. They got 3 timeouts, and once again the clock's clicking.
Clock's on the move. First and 10 Leafs from their own 45-yard line. Get the ball out quick this time to Havlin. He's going to be knocked out of bounds. They're going to keep the clock moving. He was out of bounds.
Timeout.
clock will continue to move with 22 seconds, and we call timeout with 21 seconds left. I thought they'd call Havlin out of bounds, as he certainly was within the players over near the sideline. But they kept the clock moving, so it'll bring up a 2nd and 4 for the Leafs from the LaSalle-Peru 49-yard line, it looks like, with 21 seconds left. Geneseo's down by the score 17-6 here at LP.
Well, they still got 2 timeouts left, John, here, so there's plenty of time here, but with 21 seconds, they let a lot of time burn off on that play before that with the counter that got them the first down. And even though the play clock does stop, or the time clock stop on a first down, it starts, they go ahead and they spin it going again once everybody's set and the ball's put in play. So Geneseo lost about 20 seconds there and still got 2 timeouts. They like what they're doing. They're 2nd and 4. You know, you can still take your shots in the middle of this zone here with the 2 timeouts, but you know, time's against you, and a field goal, as far as, you know, you're looking at, you need another probably 30 yards before you even attempt this.
So Geneseo will come right to the line of scrimmage as Coach Larry Johnson steps off the field. Wide out the right side is Havlin. Ball's on the 49-yard line of LP. Receiver Akers the left side, sets back to pass. Downfield goes overthrown, incomplete, out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Intended receiver was Akers that time for the Leafs.
Well, just a little miscommunication. It looked like Akers was expecting, the receiver to come back a little bit, and that's just timing, and that's something that if you don't work on it in the game and you don't know that game speed, then it's going to be tough for a quarterback to mesh with his wide receiver. Yep. So Geneseo 3rd and 4 here, a big play here at the 47 of LP with 16.5 left before half.
Havlin comes out wide right side. Wing back on the same side is Belaguer. Looking for Havlin down the field. Hits him at the 30, knocked and goes out of bounds with 10 seconds left.
Great play.
Yeah, nice play that time. Nice pass to Havlin down at the 30-yard line. Pick up about 20 yards on the play. To bring up 1st and 10 for the Leafs at the 30 with 9 seconds left on the clock.
Well, nice play there. He had a couple guys in the route, and that shocks me because LaSalle-Peru had to know that Geneseo was going to throw the football. It's
right.
Just nice execution by Atwell to his receiver, Havlin. You'd like to see more of it.
Wide left, wide right we go. Incomplete. That time it tipped at the line of scrimmage by number 77 of LP as they try to get Havlin with a quick out. 6 seconds remains on the clock. 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line of LP.
Well, you're still looking at about a 47-yard field goal from right here, and that's just not going to happen. You're going to need to pick up probably another 10 before you even try this. And you still have 2 timeouts left. You know, we haven't used the timeouts yet. The clock's at 6.1, so you can still afford to put it down the middle, but he's got to get down immediately if he can't get in.
Akers to the left, Havlin near side to the right side. Nice protection this time for the Leafs. Once again, the ball was deflected and stopped, and they just continue to let the clock run about 2 seconds off.
Well, I think it's irrelevant.
Looks like we got a flag on the far sideline also. See what the indication will be by the, once again, illegal shift by Geneseo.
Well, now you got 1 play here. You just got to throw it in the end zone. At that, obviously, 47-yard field goal is a little much to ask, but now they're going to tack on 5 more yards, so it's going to be a 52-yarder. You're just going to have to toss it up in the end zone. Havlin's done a great job of going up and getting footballs, and so is Patton, but you got to give him a play. And the discouraging thing is with 0.7 seconds left, we still got 2 timeouts, and you got a clock management here when Geneseo actually drove down here about 40, 45 yards before it looks like they're going to run out of time, and we're going to use a timeout here and discuss maybe a little trick play or maybe even a Hail Mary in the end zone.
I'm going to guess it's a little bit out of Luke's range here. You're going to go 50. Somebody lost their dog. The announcement over the PA system.
Well, you just hope that's not a seeing eye dog or something like that, but you don't see a lot of dogs at the stadium.
No. So Geneseo, and all indications are they're going to just try to put this ball up in the air. It's a little bit out of Lemke's range, I would guess, at this point.
But Akers has the arm to get it definitely in the end zone, and we've got some boys. Havlin's went up and made some big catches in the past, and last week he almost had 100 yards receiving. So this is one of those plays you throw it up there, you let a player make a play, you let an athlete go get it, and hopefully you can shock him a little bit with a touchdown. So
Havlin will go out wide to the right side here. Akers and Patton go to the left side. Akers and Hungate. Put the ball up in the air, down deep it goes, incomplete, down at the 5-yard line. And that'll do it for the first half. So after one half of play here at LP, it's the LP Cavaliers 17, Geneseo 6.
This TV50 telecast is sponsored in part by B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, On Guard Security, Central Bank, Geneseo, Chicago Street Decorating Center, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Insurance and Financial Services, Geneseo Dairy Queen, Stackhouse Moore Funeral Services, Farmers National Bank, Geneseo Telephone Company, Holland & Sons, Hammond Henry Hospital, Hazelwood Homes, IDC Technology Solutions, Geneseo Good Samaritan Village, Northside Rexall Drug, ProTech Auto Body, Turpins of Geneseo. Please patronize these fine businesses and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV50 telecast.
Welcome back as we get ready to start this second half of play from Fellows Field here at LP, home of the Cavaliers. Geneseo Maple Leafs are down by the score 17-6 here as we get ready to start this second half. And it seems to be cooling down a little bit, Josh.
It is. It's a cool night. Of course, a month from now this will be warm, so it's just, you're not used to it a little bit, especially during the day when it still gets back up, in the mid-60s to 70s. But, these last couple of nights, if you left the window open, it was definitely hard to get out of bed in the morning.
There you go. So LP will kick off to open up this second half. They'll kick down deep to Akers at the 10-yard line. LP will kick from the north to the south here. Fellows Field. Akers back deep along with Patton and Belaguer. Again, kind of a knuckleball downfield. Going to be fielded there by Schneider. Number 28 with the carry brings it back to the 35-yard, about the 34-yard line for the Leafs. That's where the offense will come on the field. They're led out by Hungate along with Selmy and Selmy. Craig at center, Rome at guard, Martins at guard.
Well, you got to set the tone here. This is the opening drive here, 1st and 10. They got decent field position. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Geneseo 34. You got to set the tempo, and you got to come out and you got to smack somebody across the line.
Let's go double wing set with Hungate, the fullback, behind Atwell, the quarterback. Sends Akers in motion. Going to give the ball. Second man's going to get the carry. And he fumbles the ball. Akers fumbles the ball on the pitch, on the tackle, and LP recovers at the Geneseo 27-yard line to open up this second half.
Well, that's worst case scenario, just an option play, fake to the middle upside, and then swing it out there, and it looked like nice job on the defensive side for LP. It looked like he made the tackle right when he made the pitch. It was hard for, I don't know if it was Akers out there. It was going to be a tough handle there because he got hit right when he received the football, but just the break that Geneseo didn't need, down 17-6, 11:43 of this opening third quarter, and now it's LaSalle-Peru 1st and 10 from the Geneseo 27.
Up they come, two receivers out to the left side of the Geneseo defense. Quarterback goes under center. One back in the backfield, going to drop back the pass. Puts the ball in the air, down deep it goes. Incompleted, touchdown for LP, 27 yards. Lays the ball perfectly in the receiver's hands. Touchdown, LP.
Well, that time they just went for the juggler there. You get a turnover, and that's what they tell you to do is go for the deep pass. And it looked like Geneseo had some good coverage. They were real close to getting
Limke was stride for stride with him.
Yep, and then right there, great pass by the quarterback. He just led him far enough, and Limke looked like he ran out of gas right there, and the receiver was able to run underneath it. And real close to getting a sack, but instead it resulted in a touchdown.
23-6, LP on top of Geneseo. Just underway here in the second half. Kicks up and going to be good for LP to make the score 24-6 here at LP with 11 only.
Well, that's not what you wanted.
Only about 23 seconds into this second half.
Yeah, quick turnover on Geneseo's first play, and the first play for LaSalle-Peru was a touchdown pass. about a 27-yard pass in the end zone. And right now, the only good thing that came out of that, it didn't take very much time, John. It's 11:37 left here in the third quarter. Still plenty of time to take this ball game. You just gotta want it. You hope that all the momentum you tried to get in the locker room and getting these guys, jacked up a little bit, they didn't just come out of the sail there a little bit. And you got to make a play too. LaSalle-Peru's making the plays right now, and Geneseo's not. And that can you got to find a way to change that.
So we'll tee it up just like we did 23 seconds ago. LP kicking off to Geneseo. Back deep, Akers. The knuckleball goes downfield. Going to be fielded this time by Akers. Rolls inside the 10-yard line. He'll pick it up, and he just about fumbles the ball. Geneseo falls on it at the 3-yard line.
Wow, this is just disheartening right now. Geneseo just, if it can go wrong, it'll go wrong right now. It's just a swib kick. He basically bounces it from the 30 down to the end zone, and he just tried to run with it several times before he got a grasp, and now Geneseo's going to start first and 10 from about their 3-yard line here with 11:31 in the third quarter. And Geneseo's got to get going here. It just, once again, looks like they're just going through the motions.
So we come tight formation. We'll have two of their backs against the wall here. Wishbone formation behind Atwell, the quarterback. Gives it up the middle. Moves the ball out to about the 8-yard line. One of these times we got to find a way to squeeze through there and take it out. Down the field, Rome comes off the field. A little curricular activity on the field after the whistle was blown. Posine checks in. Atwell comes all the way to the sideline to get the play from Coach Johnson.
Right now, LaSalle-Peru, they're holding nothing back. They feel good right now, 24-6. They got Geneseo pinned down here. This is a drive you got to have from the offense.
Overload the right side of the offense goes Kincaid as he sets himself at the right tackle position. It goes sweep play opposite side of the field on the carry. Goes Patton. Maybe a yard, maybe two. That's it for the Leafs. It'll bring up a third and about 2, third and 3 we'll have to call it for the Maple Leafs.
Well, right now, I see what they're trying to do. They don't want to make a mistake, obviously, or turn the ball over deep in your end zone. But right now, with the score of 24-6, you got to make plays here. You can't play that. You got to have confidence in your guys that they're going to pick these plays up. And right now, Geneseo facing a crucial 3rd and 3, like you mentioned, John, from their own. We'll call it the 10-yard line.
Atwell comes all the way to the sideline once again to get the play. Havlin goes out wide to right side. Looks like Akers to the left side. Wingback comes in motion. Looking good around the corner this time. On the carry goes Patton. He's going to go close to the 20-yard line. He'll be close over the first down marker. First down Geneseo as he moves it out. That was Belaguer on the carry. On the sweep play.
Well, that's your senior right there, Balaguer. That's what you want to do. You move the sticks. You got 10 yards. Now you start moving them more and more, and you got to get points on this drive, John. You got to get the momentum back a little bit. It's 1st and 10, Geneseo from their 20-yard line, and you had the turnover, which you just can't have turnovers. But right now, this offense has got to take control of this football game.
Havlin goes out wide to the left side for Geneseo. Akers on the same side on the slot. One back in the backfield. Going to drop back to pass. We can get the ball out to Havlin, overthrown just about. Once again, intercepted just nearly by LP as they read that play again and moved up. Luckily, the ball was overthrown.
Well, yeah, Atwell's got to do a good job of reading that receiver as well as the DB, because that time he just throws it out there for Havlin. Nice job by Havlin to make sure it didn't get intercepted. But you got to trust your receiver a little bit too there. But you can't just toss it out there to nobody. And that's one of those things that if you don't do it very much, that the timing and something like that isn't going to be right on the money.
In the wide left they go. Havlin along with Akers. Akers now comes back in motion against the grain. Going to go counter play this time. Number 22 on the carry. That's Akers. Gets it out to the 30-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and short for the Leafs. The counter play's worked a couple times for us so far this evening.
Well, that's a play that you come off with the sweeps. That's what you set up with the sweeps. You get momentum going one way. They think they're going to sweep it, and then boom, you dive it right back to your receiver, to your running back. And that time did a great job. Nice hole. He got 5 yards for you. He was in the touch, but once again, 3rd and 1 from Geneseo. Big play here from their 30.
9:20 left in this third quarter. Geneseo's down by the score 24-6. Havell's going to give it the fullback or the second man, Belaguer, for the first down. Moves it out to the 34-yard line. First down for the Leafs.
moving the sticks, just a quick dive there by Balaguer, and once again the senior was able to get 1 yard, and that's all they needed. And a little bit more momentum coming up here. You got plenty of time left in this football game. 9:02 counting down here in the third quarter. You saw how fast a touchdown can come, down 24-6. Geneseo's got to move the football.
Overload right side with Wishbone behind Atwell. The quarterback gives the ball up the gut this time. Goes Kotecki with the carry, number 39. Gets nice yard. He's giving him 7-8 yards on the carry. Moves it out to the 43-yard line of Geneseo. Bring up a second and short. No, he got the whole first down there. First down for the Leafs. Martin's going to check himself out. Injured, it looks like.
Yep, Anthony Rome going to replace him. Looks like coming in there. You hope that's just a little tweak. But Geneseo already showing a little signs of life here on offense. You got to come out. You got to come out mad. And it looks like they come out with a little urgency here in the second half after that quick turnover.
Atwell looks over. Wing back left side. Cuts the ball back up to Grain that time. Akers running the ball that time, running hard. Posine down there trying to fight for a block still. Moves the ball right to the 50-yard line. There's going to be a flag on the play there. Right at the point of attack. Right on the tackle on the pile. It's going to be...
Maybe grab the face mask there.
Face mask, LP. We'll take that one. We joshed it.
You take whatever you can.
Yeah, the score 24-6. You'll take whatever you can get.
You take whatever you can get. You're exactly right. You had... the momentum took it away from you there in the start of the second half, and right now it's been all LP, but right now we're starting to see some signs of life. And one thing you can really do is we've seen Geneseo's offense do it against Ottawa. You wear them down if you're out there a long time, and right now Ottawa's defense, this is the first drive where they've actually had to run against our big boys.
You're right, LP's defense up front. Getting a few holes cracked in them, little seams found against the LP defense up front with 2 wideouts. Fears along with Havlin. Out wide, counterplay once again slipped up in the backfield. Maybe a yard as he fell forward. That time did Balaguer for the Leafs.
That time they tried the counter again, misdirection, try to catch him off guard. And it's exactly what LaSalle-Peru did to Geneseo. You're starting to see them starting to creep in a little bit. Now it's the time to try to maybe go one over the top on them.
7:44 left in the third period. Geneseo's offense on the move here, moving the ball down. 2nd and 8, let's call it, for the Leafs at the 43-yard line of LP. They'll go down with 3 down linemen, 2 stand-up ends. Sweep play, trying to get around the corner. Akers with the carry, just can't scoot through those blockers ahead of him to pick up any big gains. They'll bring up a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 for the Leafs.
Well, you hate to say 7:16 left here in the third quarter, but you're almost getting in close to no man's land here where, a field goal's too far and a punt is not going to get you a lot of field position. So maybe a two-play opportunity to get this 5 yards, 3rd and 5 from the LaSalle-Peru 40. And Geneseo's offense moving around here, but like you said, they just can't get that initial downfield blocking to spring the running backs like they have in the past.
Up they come with a wishbone formation, overload the left side. Gives the ball to Akers in the backfield, finding a seam. Akers gets the first down, still on his feet, falls forward to the 31-yard line. First down, Leafs moving the sticks with 6:44 left in this third quarter. We need to push this thing into the zone.
That time, nice hole there. We got a nice gash hole there. A little penetration by LaSalle-Peru, but the back was elusive enough to slip through there and get the first down. So Geneseo with the drive that's really rolling here. They're pushing LaSalle-Peru back, even though I think LaSalle-Peru knows a little bit what's coming on, but they can't do a whole lot about it. 1st and 10, Geneseo on the LP 31.
They break the huddle, and Craig brings them up the line of scrimmage, number 55 for the Leafs. Havlin goes out wide right side. Man-on-man coverage out here on the island. Wingback goes in motion. Gives the ball up the middle. It goes to Kotecki, 20. He's going to be the 15, down to about the 14-yard line goes Kotecki. A quick opener up the middle. Kotecki gives us a spark last week, giving us a spark there.
Well, that time, nice hole, and he just went right through him, and that's one thing you risk with LP of putting everybody on the line of scrimmage. If you can get through the first 5 yards, there's nobody there but the DB's trying to catch you from behind, and that time they did a nice job. And you're starting to see a little bit already that looks like this offensive line of Geneseo is starting to wear down LP's defense a little bit. 1st and 10 from the LaSalle-Peru 14.
Let's push it in the end zone. Kotecki at the fullback position, or 3-back. Second man through is going to get the carry this time. Still fighting for yards. Goes Patton. He's inside the 5, down to about the 2-yard line. A little late hit there in the helmet. That was Balaguer. Don't want to get a penalty. The guy was kicking him on the ground. No call on the field by the referees. Just a little bit.
But that's what I like to see. Look at Balaguer. He gave him a little shove there on the ground, a little extra. They were pushing him down. He fought right back. He come back to the header, screaming and yelling at his players to get up. And that's what you need. You need the spark. The senior out there, he knows how big this game is.
Let's push this thing in right now, boys. Come on, big uglies up front. Let's move somebody around. LP is going to beat him up front with 4 down linemen. Wishbone formation behind Atwell, the quarterback. This time Patton's got the ball. He's going to be close to the end zone. No indication. About 1 foot from the goal line goes Patton that time as he tried to jump over the pile. Couldn't quite get it. He was got to worry about getting that ball loose, carrying out loose like that at the goal line.
Never jump. That's what they always tell you, because then you're left out to dry. You don't have your push from your legs. And I think right now the way this offensive line's pushing LP back, you give it to one of the big boys, you put your head down, you just keep running and just let them guide you in. It's going to be second and goal from the 1. You only need 1 yard. Let's get it.
Touchdown, Geneseo. Off the right side goes Balaguer, rightly so. Number 28 shows a spark and get this offense going. He's a big portion of this drive for the Maple Leafs. Touchdown, Geneseo. 24-12, and Geneseo will go for 2 in this situation.
Yep, I think you got the momentum on your side here, and right now at 2 points here, you can make it a 10-point game, which is only a touchdown and a field goal away from tying this.
Got a little quiet around here too, didn't
You got the momentum, and I think that was sparked by Balaguer, like you said, rightfully so. He got the touchdown. Let's keep this momentum going. Big 2-point conversion here to come, 24-12.
Double wing set for the Leafs. Point after touchdown. They're going to go for 2. Akers goes in motion. Going to give him a sweep. Got a blocker out in front of him. Oh, close to the touchdown. No good. Comes up short. Thought he had a good block out front with Fears, but didn't get in. Didn't squeeze it down right to the goal line, but didn't get in. Leave the score at 24-12.
Will be the 5th caller to La Roma's Pizza every time Geneseo scores a touchdown and win a free large 2-topping pizza. Radio listeners only, must redeem within 1 week.
Well, that's the spark we look for there, Josh. And we still have 5 minutes left in this third quarter of the 15-play, 95-yard drive. 6 minutes and 37 seconds of this second half. 1 yard run by Balaguer, 2-point conversion attempt, no good. To leave the score at 24-12. LP on top of our Maple Leafs.
Well, this is a game of emotion. This is football. This isn't, this isn't just for, go out there and, you bang each other around a little bit. You go out there and you hit helmets and you hit them hard. And, the key is to hit them harder than they hit you. You saw Balaguer get up, get a little scrap there at the goal line, and, got up, fired up, and he got a little mad. And he went back and told his guys, let's put this in the end zone. And that's the spark we missed the first half. And you saw exactly what happens when you have that spark on your football team. You take it down the field and you run it down their throat.
Well, Balaguer got tackled about the 3-yard line. And as he went to the ground, clear that he was down the ground, somebody came along and gave him a little shove to the back of his head. And he took exception to it, which rightly so he should. No call was made. And
maybe that's what this team needed, was a wake-up call, and get yourself motivated. And now it's time for the defense. With 5 minutes left in this third quarter, you're only down 12 points.
Lemke has it teed up. No Breeze to assist his kicking. He's going to kick a little bit onside. High bounce. It's still going to be a live ball. LP's going to field the ball at the 20 and brought down at the 20 or 30-yard line, brought down at the 36, 37-yard line. And see what Geneseo's defense can do now to help out their offense.
Well, like we talked about momentum, you carry that offense, and a lot of these guys going two-way, they realize they were just out there, especially Balaguer at the safety position, and you got to start yelling in these guys' ears to get in there and make a play. And, they caught off guard a little bit there on that long pass play, but now's your chance to, redeem yourself here a little bit and get this ball back for their offense.
Wide left, wide right comes LP as they break the huddle. 4:55 left on the clock here in the third quarter. Geneseo's down by 12, 24-12. Geneseo walks up tight. Hungate's walking all over. 22 with the carry, no gain of play as he's brought down right at the first down marker. Posey in the tackle along with, can't pick up. Looks like maybe Jensen was in on that tackle also, along with Anthony Rome.
Well, that looked like a defense adjustment they finally made there at the halftime locker room. That they blitzed the linebackers that time. They said, if we're just going to sit back and let you run 5 or 6 yards, we might as well fire our linebackers, much like what Geneseo sees against their offense. And that time it worked. It looked like maybe a loss of a yard, 2nd and 11.
Wide left, wide right again. We're walked up tight. One back in the backfield, quarterback under center is Rink for LP. Ball fumbled on the ground. Geneseo's fighting for it. Oh, somebody had a hand in there, but I don't think we got it. Bring up a 3rd down for LP. Loss of 2 on the play. We'll bring up a 3rd and 12 for the Cavaliers.
Well, hats off to this coaching staff. They basically went in the locker room and said enough. We've had enough. We're not going to play pancake football, patty cake here. We're going to just fire you, and if you're going to beat us, you're going to have to beat us, every one of us. And Geneseo right now taking it to them, much like they should have done the first half, but with 3:46 left, they finally got themselves motivated.
Leafs up front, posing at nose. Deppy on the end of this near side. One back in the backfield, wide left, wide right goes LP. Misdirection, Deppy's going to have a chance at him. Quarterback gets loose, tosses the ball downfield, incomplete. Intercepted by Geneseo.
Yes.
Touched Havlin. Yeah, they're going to consider it a catch. I don't know about that one, Josh, but from our angle, look, I may have bounced, but the guy in the stripes was right there. Interception by Havlin at the 45-yard line of Geneseo. Just what we needed right there, Josh.
Well, that's exactly, we've got 2 turnovers against us, and we haven't been able to get one, and that's a big drive killer. And now Geneseo, they just ran it down here. Now time is no longer a factor. You're only down 2 scores with 3:27, and great play, and thank goodness for not instant replay here in the high school level.
You're right. Atwell, quarterback, sends a wing back in motion. Second man through is going to get the carry. They're picking him up and throwing him backwards. No gain to play. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Leafs.
Well, right now, Geneseo's got the momentum back they needed. Now they got to capitalize here. And LaSalle-Peru, I think they realize they got, Geneseo, we kind of shocked them there in the first half, but now it's second half. Now they're in a ball game here with 3:05 counting down. LaSalle-Peru still ahead, 24-12. And right now they're just pounding that middle again, and you can see LaSalle-Peru just creeping up a little bit. Now they're going to spread them wide. 2nd
and 10 from the 45-yard line of Geneseo. Wingback goes in motion. Akers. He's got a little bit of a corner out there in front of him. Tries to break it outside. Still fighting for yards. Still on his feet. Going to get the first down, or right at the first down marker. Nice second effort that time by Akers as he made initial contact and then got 5 more yards after that. Off the left side. Nice block out front that time. I believe Poseen may have been his lead blocker on the corner.
Well, great job there. Great play call. And, you got 2 options when they crowd the middle like that and try to stop the run. You either go outside or you go over the top. That time Akers did a nice job of getting about to the second level and then a nice second effort to get the first down. So once again, Geneseo's offense clicking along here. It's 1st and 10 from the LaSalle-Peru now, 45.
Wishbone formation behind Atwell, the quarterback. Hungate back there with Patton and Akers, or Belligear. Gives the ball to Hungate up the gut that time, off the left side, picks up 4 nice yards for the Leafs. I don't know what the down marker guy is doing over there as far as the chain gang. He's moving the wrong stick. Bring up 2nd and a long 4 for the Leafs.
Well, that's a nice gain, and I think you're starting to see
5,
it. That LaSalle-Peru team has been out here now the whole 3rd quarter other than that quick strike. So you keep wearing them down, you keep running at them, and you need to make plays.
2:05 on the clock in this 3rd quarter. Gives the ball to fullback once again, this time with the carry goes Hungate. Gets it up close to the 35-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and about a yard for the Leafs. Hard run that time by Hungate, the 3-back.
Well, it's a totally different atmosphere, a totally different feel to this football game already. You can see that Geneseo, they got shocked coming out of here, and they finally got a wake-up call and put it in the end zone. And defense come out, made a play. Now their offense is coming back down. It's going to be 3rd and short here from the LaSalle-Peru 35.
Tight formation for the Leafs, overload to the right side. Going to get a first down. Rutherford. Gee, man, that's years ago. Belligear moves the ball down to the 30-yard line. First down for the Leafs.
Well, I think they found their spark right there with Balaguer. He got that little altercation, and sometimes you just don't want to set a team off, and you wake the sleeping giant there a little bit.
Yep.
And I think we're finally realizing that Geneseo's got some motivation. They got a little fire underneath them. Now it's 1st and 10 now from the LP 30.
Wide receiver to the right side is Havlin, or left side of the Geneseo offense. Akers goes in motion. Hungate with a seam, tackling him up high that time, still on his feet, fighting for yards. They get him up around the neck that time, but he carries him down for an 8-yard pickup. It'll bring 2nd and 2 for the Leafs.
Well, that's something you try to do. You try to wrap him up high or try to steal that football instead of bringing him down. And a big boy like that just keeps driving his legs, and he'll carry you all the way to the end zone. And that time did a great job of picking up 8 yards. And right now this offense is just clicking on all cylinders in here, and you just got to keep it up. You got 42 seconds counting down here before the end of the 3rd quarter. You got to get points on these drives.
Green Machine football comes to the line of scrimmage, looking to just plow it forward. 2nd and about 2 from the 22-yard line. Gives the ball up the middle this time to Hungate, still on his feet. First down, Leafs inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. 24 seconds left in the clock. They'll stop the clock in this 24 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. They'll stop the clock to move the sticks, and in comes Ethan Lawson, number 65, to give the play to Atwell, and they'd like to get this play off here yet in this third quarter.
Yeah, you see Coach Johnson there. He's hurrying it up. You know, every play's critical here, especially when you're down.
They haven't started the clock yet. Now the clock goes. Havlin on wide right side. It's double wing set. Second man through's going to get the ball this time. And he fumbles the ball down inside the 10, inside the 15. He fumbles the ball, and LP recovers it at the 13-yard line. He had some running room. They just caught the ball out of his hands as he went running by.
Yeah, that time he actually was sprung. They didn't even tackle him. They just tackled the ball, and when he went by, he looked like, I think he thought he had himself a seam to the end zone, and they just grabbed the ball out from under him.
I believe that was Patton on the carry that time.
Once again, you know, you hate to see that, and you know he's frustrated, but you know, there's another drive that stopped on a turnover. So defense got to step it up here with 13 seconds left in this third.
LP with the ball in a shotgun formation. 13 seconds left in the third quarter. Big play by defense now would be great. Gives the ball to number 22, and he is brought down at the no gain of play. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for LP to let the clock run out here at the end of the third quarter. So after 3 quarters of play here from LP, the score at the end of 3. LP 24, Geneseo 12. We'll be back after this to bring you all the fourth quarter action after this.
This TV50 telecast is sponsored in part by B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, On Guard Security, Central Bank, Geneseo, Chicago Street Decorating Center, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Insurance and Financial Services, Geneseo Dairy Queen, Stackhouse Moore Funeral Services, Farmers National Bank, Geneseo Telephone Company, Holland & Sons, Hammond Henry Hospital, Hazelwood Homes, IDC Technology Solutions, Geneseo Good Samaritan Village, Northside Rexall Drug, ProTech Auto Body, Turpins of Geneseo. Please patronize these fine businesses and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV50 telecast.
Welcome back as we get ready to start this fourth quarter of action here in a big NCIC game here at LP. I am John Roy along with Josh Pierce, bringing you all the action here in this fourth quarter as the Geneseo Maple Leafs defense takes the field. The situation of 2nd and 9, ball sits on the LP 12-yard line. Big stand by the defense here will go a long way. We just turned the ball over deep in our own territory, and defense has to hold up their end of the deal here and maybe keep them pinned back. 2nd and 9 from the 13-yard line, LP's ball. Wide left, wide right they go. Quarterback barks out the signals, changes things up a little bit, the line looks like. Gonna go sweep play. Geneseo's defense stacks it up nicely. It'll bring up a 3rd down. 3rd and about 7 or 8 it looks like, probably. Now 3rd and 6, let's call it, for LP. From the, where are we at there, Josh? From about the 16-yard line?
About 16-yard line, so it's still deep inside the LP 20. So Geneseo right here, if they can hold them here on 3rd and 5, we're going to force another punt. And with 2 turnovers in the second half, you still feel like the momentum's on Geneseo's side a little bit, even though they're down, because right now the only thing that stopped Geneseo in the second half has been themselves.
Wide left, wide right goes LP. On the coverage, Havlin near side, Lemke the top of the screen or to the right side of the defense. 2 receivers go up to the top, right side. 1 back in the backfield. Quarterback goes under center for LP in their green jerseys. Drop back the pass. The ball gets out here, near side. Looking to get to the 25-yard line. They're going to come up short. It'll bring up a 4th down for LP. A 4th and about a yard for LP. And it'd be a gutsy move right here to go for it, won't it, Josh?
Well, I think you got to punt this football, but, you know, LaSalle-Peru, obviously they're up by 2 scores still, so if they can get this first down, they can obviously use the clock. And right now they're wasting a lot of time already, so you might have to even burn a timeout if they don't want to get a penalty. And a penalty here would be costly. And
their whole offense is ready to go off the field. Geneseo's fans come to their feet on the far end of the field.
Got to watch that ball.
As Geneseo's defense is right in front of them.
I think they're going to be close to running out of time here.
Wide left, wide right they go. The referee started motioning his hand. He's going to be close to, that's going to be 4 or 5. 2 minutes time, too much time. That's 5-yard penalty against LP. As you see that back judge start moving his arm, he's got 5 seconds to get the play off. They didn't get it. Delay a game, then on march off 5 against LP. Now you have to kick the ball, don't you, Josh?
Well, yeah, you can't turn this ball over to an offense that just basically ran you over the second half. And right now, Geneseo's offense is just dominating the football. It's just a matter of can they get the ball back here. And once they do got to get it back, you know, this LP defense has been on the field all the third quarter, and they're showing signs of getting beat around a little bit. It's just Geneseo's got to make a play, and they also got to secure that football.
Only 10 players in the field for Geneseo right now. Deppy comes back onto the field. Punt formation, punts off the side of his foot this time, but Bellagier's going to have a chance to return it right up the sideline. He's got a seat right up the middle. Bellagier still on his feet, still moving it to 30, down to 25, and he's going to bring inside the 25-yard line. They'll mark him at the 26, but Bellagier with a nice catch and made the most of what he had in front of him. Nice field position for.
Late flag. I think we're going to have a unsportsmanlike conduct here down here. I don't know who's it going to be against.
A pile up on the field right there. They're talking to the LP player. Now they're walking away from the LP player.
I think they're going to get
unsportsmanlike conduct on LP. That'll be a big one, won't it, Josh?
That'll be 15 yards there. That we saw a little bit earlier. That's what got Balaguer and this whole offense fired up.
Saw it a couple times in the first half. They're taking little liberties with the boys when they're on the ground.
Well, that time they happened to do it right in front of the official, and that's something you don't do, and he threw the flag immediately. So not only Geneseo have opening field position here from about the 25, they're going to march off 15 more yards.
We're going to go down to the 13-yard line. 10:08 left in the ball game. Geneseo's down by the score of 24-12.
Well, you got to secure that football right now. Geneseo's offensive line's just moving people out of the way. You got to keep ramming it up the middle, and you got to keep this momentum you got. You definitely got to hang on to that football.
Up we come, overload to the right side of our offense. Bellagier's going to go in motion. Gives the ball to Kotecki, number 39. He's stuffed as soon as he gets the ball from the handoff from Atwell. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10 from the, maybe lost a yard in the play. 2nd and 11, let's call it, from the 16-yard line.
Well, the bad thing is, you know, LP realizes what's going on too. They're going to try everything they can to stop it. So right now, that offensive line's really got to execute, and you know, you got to beat your man over you. You know, they might know what's coming, but if you can out execute them and beat that man over you, and give that running back a little seam.
Overload again to the right side. Option play, going to pitch the ball out to Bellaghier. He's going to slither and go forward. He's going to pick up maybe 3, 4, or 5 yards maybe, and bring up a 3rd and long for the Leafs, probably a 3rd and 9 for the Maple Leafs.
That time they tried a little spread it out a little bit. LP just ran too many guys out there, and they didn't have anywhere to go. Nice effort, but once again, you know, I don't know if a field goal here does any good for you at 9:13 in the 4th quarter. Down 2 scores, down 12, 24-12. So you definitely probably have 2 plays to get this. So don't panic here, and you know.
3rd and 10 from the 14 from the 13-yard line. 8:57 left in the game. Howell's going to drop back to throw the ball. Gets the ball out to Havlin, overthrown, incomplete, to bring up a 4th down for the Leafs.
Well, they've had him on an island the whole time, and that time just a little too much on that ball for Atwell
Little high that time for Havlin.
Yep, and that's just a miscommunication there. You know, you'd like to see it earlier in the game where they go a little farther, but Atwell's just been throwing this ball a little too hard all night. It's just been going over their head. So big play here now once again for this offense. 4th and 10 from the Geneseo LP 14.
Once again, Havlin goes out wide left. 4th down from the Geneseo. 4th and 10 from their LP 13-yard line. Across the middle goes Havlin. Touchdown, Geneseo. Havlin with a nice slant pattern, and Atwell puts the ball right in his gut. Touchdown, Geneseo. For the Leafs, you put 6 more points up on the board. It's 24-18 for the Maple Leafs. They're coming back. Here we come.
Well, nice play. That time, the first play set up that play, really. He overthrew Havlin there, and that time he went back deep again to throw it, and that time the receiver thought he was going to run a fade or a flag, and he just cut him inside, and a great ball there, and then a nice effort by Havlin to break a tackle for the touchdown.
Another thing is we took that wing back on that left side and ran him right out there in front of Havlin and made that defensive back decide who's going to cover, the man going to the flat or the man going across the middle. He got caught in no man's land, and Havlin had to see him catch the ball at about the 5 and took it in with a nice run to split their defenseman. to put that 6 points on the board.
Yep, Geneseo, now it's a one-possession game. This is a ball game here. Every possession is going to be crucial. It takes a little bit of pressure off this offense and especially the defense to make plays every single play to get back in this ball game. You're back in this ball game.
We're right there.
It's 24-18 with the extra point to come, and 8:43 left in this fourth quarter. You got all 3 timeouts, so. And an offense that's just running over the defense who's been out there a long time. So Geneseo, you love to see it. When they want to spread this ball out and throw it a little bit, they can do it. They just, they got to get the opportunity. And right now they're just, I think it's just a point where they just turned the switch on, John. They decided, enough's enough, and we're going to take over this football game. And the only thing bad about this game tonight is if you would have done it from the opening quarter, this score would be a lot different.
LP has a player down the field right at the about the 2-yard line, and when a player went down on that play, and they were helping him off the field. Looks like a leg injury or some type as they were helping him off the field. I don't know if I'm cold or if I'm nervous here, Josh, here as we go down the stretch here in this fourth quarter, and Keith gives me the signal, it's cold.
Well, it's cold, but,
it's fun, though.
It's a lot more tolerable when you have an offense that comes out here and does this in the second half. The first half it was cold and miserable. Now it's just cold.
Well, so, I think we called it at halftime. They had to dig down deep and see what they could pull out of themselves and what kind of team they're made of. And I think maybe they've proved a little bit of that already to us, Josh.
Well, yeah, and this is a half where they've already turned the ball over twice, and one led to the next play a touchdown. So it's those things happen. It's just how you respond to them. The first half they didn't respond very well, and the second half now they've come out and they've kind of you make a mistake, you put it behind you, and then you go out there and you try to you work harder and you do more, and this is the result is touchdowns, and your defense is playing better, your offense is playing, and the emotions up. And
all right, we're going to go for the point after touchdown here. They're going to kick it. This is a big extra point right here, down by 6 right now. Snap's good, down, kicks up, and good by Lemke to make the score 24-19.
Well, it's a little late, but be the 5th caller to La Roma's Pizza every time Geneseo scores a touchdown and win a free large 2-topping pizza for radio listeners only, and must redeem 1 week. And I'd love to give 1 more away, John.
Oh, yes. Smindy, what's going on down here at the far end zone as Atwell talks to the referees right in front of the goalpost. I don't know if there's a penalty on the...
There's a couple people out here, too. I don't know if there's something wrong with the field or...
All the ball boys are out there getting some air time.
Ball issue maybe at...
Something happened to the ball? I don't know. It's there is a lot of discussion, though, isn't there?
Well, yeah, maybe Geneseo just wore that ball out, and they got to throw it to the sideline and get another one, because right now this offense, this second half it's a totally night and day team than we saw in the first half, and you take away those 2 turnovers, and Geneseo's winning this football game. But woulda, shoulda, coulda. You got 8:43 left. You got momentum. Your defense is playing better. Your offense is unstoppable, and now you got to come out and you got to make a couple more big plays, get it back for your offense, and then away we go.
So Lemke will tee it up. Going from the north to the south here at LP. Kroger comes out, sets himself on this kickoff team. Faces Schneider, clear across the field from him. They'll be the Gunners. Down the field they'll go. 8:43 left in this ball game. And there we go, a little onside kick action it goes. The ball's still loose, still alive. Geneseo gets on top of it. LP was first, but we're right there to make sure he had it tight at the 35-yard line. Here comes our defense once again, led on the field by Kotecki along with Kincaid, Deppie. There's Havlin, Jensen, Poseen, Hungate, and Schneider stays on the field.
Well, you got to keep the momentum up. You got to keep the intensity up, and you can feel it in the stands a little bit. LP feels this slipping away. You took a 24-6 lead right off the bat here in the third quarter, and ever since then it's been all Geneseo. So, you don't let the throttle up. You keep her, full blast. You come right at these guys.
Get the kicking tee off the field. Joe Thomas is under protest. It wasn't his job to do that. Up we come. 1st and 10 for the Leafs for LP from their own 32-yard line, or 36-yard line. Balls on the field. Geneseo may have got it back. Geneseo did get the fumble at the 30-yard line. They went to pitch the ball back. The pitch man never did get any possession at all on the ball. Drops on the ground, and Geneseo comes up with the fumble.
Well, this is just a swing of momentum.
21 with the fumble recovery. Blake Kroger Number 21, the sophomore, a big play for Blake.
Well, it's just, it's a complete 180, John, from the start of this third quarter to right now. It's, when the ball couldn't bounce anyway but LaSalle-Peru's, now it's all Geneseo.
Now we see who's making the noise down there. Geneseo's crowd down to our left, all standing throughout this whole fourth quarter. Wingback goes in motion. That time goes Kotecki with the carry. Big 39's got to plow forward. He's still on his feet. He's inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line. Back judge throws a flag.
Yeah, it's a weird position for him to throw a flag unless he saw maybe some movement in the backfield, but legal participation. They got 12
men
guys
on the field by LP.
Well, it's one of those I talked about when it rains it pours for Geneseo. Now it's
11-12. They have 12 players on the field still.
LaSalle-Peru just can't stop the bleeding right now, and Geneseo, this is your chance. Like I talked about earlier, you have blood in the water, you go right after them. And Geneseo, it's just oozing with enthusiasm, confidence, and momentum, and you just got to keep these guys up. And one thing you got to remember is protect that football because LP's been grabbing at it all night.
So some stoppage on the field right now as they discuss what they're going to do. They'll march off 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. Excuse me, is that 15 yards, Josh? That's a 15-yarder.
Yeah, that's a big one there. It's almost like it is basically like a personal foul.
Yep.
And right now, Geneseo, after the turnover and the penalty, is going to face 1st and 10 from the LP 15.
24-19. Geneseo's down to the LP Cavaliers with 8:17 left in the ball game. Fourth quarter, tight formation for the Leafs at the 16-yard line. Second man through is going to get the carry this time. Still bouncing outside. There goes touchdown, Geneseo. Touchdown, Geneseo. I think Belagear on the carry off the right side. I don't know what to say. We asked these kids to raise the occasion, and Josh, they did.
Well, they're still.
I don't know what happens from now on, but right now they came back and fought.
This is the way. This is where you wonder where it was at. They didn't have. You're not people just listen at home. They get to hear us, but they don't get to see it. But this is a totally different football game, and hats off to this coaching staff at halftime. There might have been a lot of yelling going on. I don't know, but it worked. And once again, be the 5th caller to La Roma's Pizza every time Geneseo scores a touchdown and win a free large 2-topping pizza for radio listeners only. Must redeem within 1 week.
Belagear on the carry as he bounced into the pile, bounced off the pile, went out wide, and I think he went untouched into the end zone to make the score 25-24 Maple Leafs.
Yeah, he's had a couple of those moves where a couple spin moves and a couple bounce out plays where he looks like he's wrapped up and he just spins out of it, and that time nobody was there to help him help with the tackle, and he just took it to the pylon. And Geneseo, what can you say, John? The second half, minus the fumble there at
yes.
This is with 2 turnovers here. They've come out here and rattled off, soon to be hopefully, 20 straight points.
Geneseo will come up the line of scrimmage. They'll go for 2 here. 1 point gets them nothing. They'll go for 2. Overload to the left side. Atwell with the wishbone formation behind him. Going to go sweep play. Akers with the carry. Nothing going that time. And the point after attempt was no good. So leaves the score 25-24. Maple Leafs Green Machine on top.
Well, that great. What do you say? That's why you play the football game. That's why you don't give up and you roll over. Because you never know what's going to happen. You come out and you match some intensity and you start banging some helmets and good things can happen. If you give 110%, then odds are good things are going to happen for your football team. And the second half, this Geneseo team's come out and gave 110%, and the scoreboard now reflects how they've been playing here in the second half.
You talk about the commitments they made to this program.
Quiet here, John.
It's quiet up here. The band trying to make some noise on the far sideline for LP, but not mustering it up much right now. Let's see what the Geneseo Maple Leafs can do in this last 8 minutes and 5 seconds of this ball game.
A lot of football game left here.
Yep.
This isn't by far just because you took the lead doesn't mean this game's over. You gotta keep your foot down on them, and then you gotta keep them down.
Lemke has it teed up. Teed up going to the south end zone. Lemke again with a little squib kick. High bounce. That ball's still going to be a live ball. There it goes. Return man tries to break it outside. It's going to be brought down at the 25-yard line. That's where their defense comes back on the field here. Inside 8 minutes left in this ball game. This time.
Well, it's role reversal now. Now you got to have LP make a play. Now we'll see how they react with a little pressure. Yep, they're exactly right. They've, but I think the Geneseo's done a nice job of making some nice adjustments at halftime to stop that run game up the middle and that's been the difference. They haven't been able to run it up the middle as much. Therefore, they've got the turnovers and put them in positions where they had to make a play, and they could.
2 receivers out wide to the left side of Geneseo's defense. Schneider along with Havlin on the coverage. Quarterback Rink looking for Geneseo's defense to shift. Sprint out action, near side. Quarterback's looking to tuck it up. He's going to look to throw the ball downfield. Incomplete at the 42-yard line. Incomplete as the receiver was open. Havlin on the coverage, but he just couldn't pull it in. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for the LP Cavaliers. Quarterback sprint out action to the right side, getting a lot of time to look downfield and open vision downfield.
Yeah, I think Geneseo's got to do a better job of getting some pressure on him, and the DB's got to realize where the receivers are at. That time, luckily, it was an errant throw because he was running off his wrong foot there, and he had to throw it on the run, which is tough to do. But already you can see a little panic there in the LP. They haven't thrown the ball like that all night on first down, and now you just saw it.
2nd and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Geneseo up by 1. Big comeback here in the second half to make this game close. Hungate walks up tight. And give the ball inside. Quarterback going to get it. Deppy's in pursuit. He's looking to throw the ball downfield. It's going to be thrown downfield. Incomplete. Overthrown on the coverage. There's Belaguer along with Havlin. The receiver got one hand on it. Just about tipped it to himself. Incomplete. Down at the 45-yard line of Geneseo. Incomplete. They'll bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Cavaliers.
Well, that time Geneseo realized where he was at, and if you're going to make that break on the ball, you got to make sure you get that ball, because we saw Lemke on that touchdown throw stride for stride, and if you go after that football and you don't get it, and the LP guy can come down with it, there's nothing between him and the end zone but open field. So Geneseo, we've already seen 2 for 2 pass plays, doing a good job. You can see LP's panicking a lot here, and now's the time to get in there defensive line and get a sack.
3rd and 10 from the 25-yard line. Deppy and Fears at the ends for Geneseo's defense. Hungate walks up tight, trying to make somebody jump. Now he slides back into coverage. Sprint out action once again. Deppy's trying to fight him off. Receivers looking downfield, going to be brought down that time by looks like Posine with the sack on the play. Comes from his nose guard position, clear across the field, takes the quarterback down. They'll bring a 4th and 10 for the LP Cavaliers. They'll have to go into punt formation.
Well, look at the enthusiasm and the emotion down there with Posine, 74. He come out with his hands up, screaming, yelling. That's what was missing in the first half. This is a completely different team. You come play with some emotion. You wear you wear it on the sleeve, and it shows. And that's a great job. Geneseo took away that run game on a defensive adjustment that forced him to throw it.
Snap's good. They kick the ball. It's going to be coming down to Lemke at his 50-yard line. Got a little bit of a wall in front of him. Nice block out in front of him. He might have one guy to beat. Lemke still on his feet, looking for more blocks downfield. Going to cut it back against the grain. Goes Lemke down to the 24-yard line. What a block down here by, I don't know who it was, but as you said, he decleated somebody downfield.
Well, that's exactly what you do. A decleater's when his cleats are facing the air when he comes down, and that means he's reversed himself. He's his feet are in the air and his head hits first, and that time a completely legal play, and that's exactly what you're taught.
26-yard punt return by Lemke.
Well, great job.
He doesn't know where he's at there, Josh. He's gone.
Somebody needs to get a hold of him.
He's not well over there.
Well, you don't want an injury, but that's what you do. Like I said, you go out there and you hit him and you smack him in the mouth, and that's a great job by Geneseo. Set up another good punt return.
Havlin out wide right for the Geneseo Maple Leafs. Panton goes in motion. Gives the ball to Kotecki inside, number 38, still fighting for yards. Falls forward. Oh, he about slipped out of there and went. He gets inside the 20-yard line. That time goes Kotecki. Kotecki on the evening has 8 carries for 41 yards. Give him 6 more there. Let's call it 47. Belaguer, 13 carries for 71 on the night. Hungate, 5 carries for 25. And Akers, 10 carries for 40.
Well, this is when the wing T is effective the most, John. When you got a lead like this in the fourth quarter, 6:24 counting down here. Geneseo holding on to a 25-24 lead. This is when you run the wing T to an art. You count on the big boys up front to move the sticks, wear the clock out, and wear the LP defenders out.
Overload. Nope. Balance line, overload to the left side. Wingback comes in motion. Second man through's going to get it this time. Akers moves the ball down close to the 15, maybe 16-yard line. I bring up a third and about 2 or along 2. Let's call it 3 for the Leafs. Need to convert this to keep this drive alive here as we move to the 16-yard line of LP with 5:49 left in this ball game. Geneseo up by the score of 25-24.
Well, LP's defense right now, they got their hands on their sides. They're gassed there a little bit. They've been out there most of the second half.
They have.
And right now, Geneseo's just got to run it right at him and just wear him down, 3rd and 3.
Wishbone formation. Atwell looking toward the sideline. Now tells him to go. Going to give this ball to Belaguer. Forward he goes. Depends on where they mark this ball. I don't know if he gets over the stripe, but we're in 4 down position right now, and I think we still go for it rather than try to kick it at this point.
Well, yeah.
Well, he may have got that. He's right on the 15-yard line, so we're going to be about a full yard short. And then Anthony Rome's going to bring the play in. Anthony Rome didn't bring the kicking tee in. He came in to brought the play in.
The coaching staff can ask for a measurement. I'd ask for a measurement to see exactly how far this is, John. But they're going to call it a short 4th down and 2, and decision time here. And he might just let this clock run down here and maybe burn a timeout to think about this a little longer. He's going to have to. He's going to have to because they're just taking too much. Yep. Good
All
call.
right. Atwell stood right by the referee waiting for the timeout to be called and moves the clock, as you said, down to 4. Nice job there. First timeout for Geneseo here in the second half. They have 2 remaining. LP has not used any timeouts in the second half. 4:42 left on the clock. Geneseo's up by the score of 25 to 24 against the LP Cavaliers, and threatening here as it's 4th and less than a yard as the ball sits on the 15-yard line.
Well, I'm with you, John. Geneseo's already missed an extra point. The kicking game isn't, it's not a for sure thing. And right now, you got an offensive line that's been dominating a defense that's been out there the whole second half.
Yep.
And you've got the momentum. This is the time that you dig down. This is the time, you call the big boys the hogs up front. They move some people over there. You give it to the guys up in the back, and you just make a play. And you push them guys, and this is a huge 4th down in this football
game. This is the game right now. Havlin goes out wide to the right side for the Leafs. 4th and a yard for the Leafs. Fullback is Hungate behind Atwell. Gives the ball up the middle. I don't think he got it. He might be short of the first down off that right side. LP's defense or offense will come back on the field. Kotecki with the carry. And LP will take over on downs at their own 15-yard line. Still got to play some defense here with 4:37 left in the game.
Well, I think that was meant to be a little more up there, and Kotecki tried to bounce it outside, and as soon as he bounced it, LP was able to string him out and pull him up. I think Coach Johnson probably wished he would sort of put that underneath and just ran it right up the middle, but at any rate, you still got the momentum, you still got the lead. 4:37 left here in the 4th, and the defense that's played really good the second half.
Wide left, wide right they go. On the coverage, Havlin. Defense is jumping around, kind of confused. Hungate walks up tight. They're going to drop back the pass. In pursuit, Geneseo downfield, almost intercepted. Comes up short, incomplete. It'll bring up Coach Larry Johnson. Looks for they threw a flag on the field if they called illegal man downfield.
Yeah, I think
that's what they're going to call.
They had a lineman. The lineman's got to stay within a distance of the line of scrimmage,
right.
A couple yards.
And that's what it's going to be. And they lost him down there also, Josh.
So when they scrambled out there, the lineman got caught running downfield to make a block, and that's a no-no. And you're exactly right, lost it down. So they're going to take probably from the spot. I believe it's the spot of the throw, but it's definitely going to be a 5-yard penalty, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 15. And right now we've seen this a little bit, unfortunately, from Geneseo's side that. When in these situations, LP's completely lost it. They're panicking. They've given up the run game, and they're just trying to sprint their quarterback out and make a play. And it seems like every defensive play, Geneseo's a little bit closer to getting that sack. And that, but this, on the other hand, you got to make sure you don't get beat. You got to, with 4:31 here, you can't let anybody behind you.
So the penalty will be marked off against LP. It'll be a second. It should be 2nd down. The down marker has not been changed, but the scoreboard has been. Wide left, 2 receivers both sides of the field for LP. Ball moved down to their own 10-yard line. 4:29 left. Geneseo's defense is moving back. Going to give the ball, brought down, a loss in the play as they tried to run the ball. They spread us wide against like they started the game today. Wide up the field, wide outs both sides, then they try to run the ball. Geneseo snuffed that one out. Maybe another loss of a yard in the play. Let's call it 2nd. Al, 2nd and 16. It should be 3rd.
Third, yep.
Are they catching the down marker? They're not changing the down marker on the far side of the field. I believe that is a loss of down.
That is a loss of down. It's a spot foul. That's why it's more than 5 yards. So it's going to be 2nd. It should be 3rd and 16, I believe. That's a loss of down.
No indication that on the down marker or the scoreboard now. Quarterback drops back the pass. Looks to get it out here to big number 80. On the tackle, nice. Geneseo, nice job that time as Havlin came up and made a play. I believe it was Havlin on this side. Should have been with the white gloves on. Havlin, the senior.
Yeah, he had a big interception already in this half, and that's what you're relying on in your DB. There's a lot of real estate out there if he doesn't make that catch, and that's what you practice in the open field tackling. Great job here, and now you're looking at they're still calling it third, but the scorer says, well, they still say third and 10, so maybe it's not a loss of down. It's going to bring up third and 10.
Ball's on the 15, 3:15 left on the clock. LP with the ball, wide receivers 2 on each side, out wide. 1 back in the backfield, quarterback drops back to pass, looking to go a draw back, and Jensen makes a big play as he stays home. A loss of a couple yards on the play. Jensen tackles him and brings him down to bring up 4th down for LP inside 3 minutes now for the Cavalier.
Well, I think you got to punt this. LP hasn't used any timeouts. I think you're going to have to punt this football because well, that's even better. They just used one right there, so they're going to have to think about this. Not only are they thinking about it, they're going to burn a timeout, which is going to bring up a 4th and 12 from the, looks like about the LaSalle-Peru 12-yard line. So right now, Geneseo's defense doing a great job, and I think it wasn't a loss of down. I believe intentional grounding is a loss of down, and it must be illegal.
I think you're right now. You talked me into the wrong interpretation there first. So
well, I was all for it. I was all for it, John.
I'll hold you completely accountable for that mistake I made.
I was all for it. You had my vote. It'd be our ball right now.
Well, the reason we thought the coaches were calling for it also on the field with both hands behind your head, I believe, is I don't know. Yeah,
you're exactly right. But anyway, it's going to be 4th and 12 now.
25, 24, Maple Leafs on top here. 2:52 left in the ball game.
LB just burning their first of 3 timeouts, so they only have 2 left, so that means they're probably going to go for this. Otherwise, you wouldn't have burned a timeout, John.
Right here, play the game. Ball sits on the 12-yard line of LP. 4th and 12. 2:52 left in the game. Geneseo's up on top of the big comeback here in the second half. Geneseo's defense looks things over. Wingback goes in motion. Kroger loosens himself up on that. Quarterback's in the backfield by himself. He's going to look to run the ball. Going to be short of the first down. Geneseo's going to take the ball over on downs.
Oh, he got it.
No, he's about 4 yards short.
Well, yep, you're right. I was looking at this official down here that came in waving his hands. Looked like he was about the 22. But
2:46 left on the clock. Geneseo's up by the score 25-24. Will take over on downs at the LP 23-yard line.
Well, this is up to a first down here probably wins this ball game, John. 2:46. LP only have 2 timeouts left, so a first down here, and this is going to be the ball game. So LP obviously going to stack them up now. It's just going to be man on man and who can push the other team back. And right now the offense of Geneseo.
2 hands on the ball. Wishbone formation. Patton with the carry. Number 28. 38 with the carry. I believe Patton had the ball. Nope. Kotecki had the ball up the gut that time for the Leafs. Timeout's going to be called by LP. That is their second timeout. Of their allotted 3 for the half.
Yep, 1 timeout remaining, 2:36 left in this ball game. Geneseo's got the ball. It's going to bring up second and 7 from the LaSalle-Peru 20, and
LP fans are finding the exits already.
Yeah, they're clinging to a 1-point lead, and after this next timeout, they're going to have a down to. And I think you're in this position where you're going to go for it on 4th down too, John. So it's even if you'd happen to turn this football over on downs, it's going to be deep in LaSalle-Peru territory. They'll have no timeouts, and the clock will be down probably, hopefully, underneath a minute. So
2nd and 7 for the Leafs.
That's if
at
they
the
don't
20 at the 20-yard line of LP. Stick with us to listen to a recap of this game because you won't believe what's happened here this evening. Havlin sets himself out wide to the right side. 2 backs in the backfield. Wing back on the right side is Belligear. And it goes sweep play. Patton with the ball. He's cutting back against the grain. Patton's going to break out. He's going to go for the touchdown. 10-5 touchdown Geneseo. Patton from 20 yards out takes to pay dirt. And Geneseo's going to go up on top. Way up on top now by a touchdown. And it scores 31-24. And this has just been a comeback. One of the rivals, some of the comebacks of way back normal community game. That type of thing, the way the Geneseo Maple Leafs came out of that locker room at halftime and they said it's our game now, and that's what they've shown us.
This is a big kick here too. This will put us up by 8.
There's still 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. Lemke for the kick. Down they go. 2:30 left. Snap's good. Kick's going to be up and good to make the score. Geneseo, as you said, up by 8 points, 32-24.
Well, once again, be the 5th caller to La Roma's Pizza every time Geneseo scores a touchdown and win a large 2-topping pizza. Must redeem within 1 weekend for radio listeners only. And I just wanted to give one more away, John. I ended up giving about 3 more, and that's great.
We'll take another one here.
Exactly right. LP still, they need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Which they can do because their offense is kind of high-powered. If they could throw the ball in this second half anywhere like they did the first half, certainly they couldn't move the ball through the air.
But that, that's 26 unanswered points by Geneseo here they started out this third quarter where they could have, once again, the character of this ball team, it could have been into question, after giving up an opening play where they fumbled. The next play, LP scored a touchdown, and then Geneseo comes back, scores 26 unanswered, and take the lead, 32-24.
Let's watch to see if anything goofy here as far as LP. I don't think they'll get a chance to return the ball. We'll keep squibbing the ball down the field as we have all night. But certainly if they field the ball, look for something goofy, maybe a pass across the field, that type of thing, a long lateral.
Yep, you got to close the deal here. There's still 2:30 with 1 timeout for LP.
Nice kick by Lemke. That's going to be a tough one to field. Once again, fielded at the 13-yard line. And brought down at the 33-yard line. Geneseo's defense will come on the field for one time. We've, such a thing. Did we score too quick a couple times there?
Well, that's the question, but you always take the score, especially, Geneseo at this point, even if they give up a big play, you're up 8 points, they have to get the 2-point conversion as well, and that's worst case scenario. And right now, this defense has played just as good as this offense the second half, So
they're going to come to the line of scrimmage. They're going to meet Poseen at the nose of the football. He's going to be flanked by Jensen. They're going to have a 2-man rush. The linebackers walk up. Ball sits on the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 for LP. Going to run the ball this time. Going to break the play outside. Going to be short of the first down. They got to keep them short of the first down. They only have 1 timeout left, and they'll use it probably right now to get to the line of scrimmage.
No, he's calling to go for it. He wants them to hurry up. So this is going to burn a lot of clock.
Needs to set themselves quickly here.
Nothing behind you.
There'll be 2 minutes left in the game. 2nd and 3 for LP. Shotgun formation. Running back with the ball, looking to get outside. Finds a little bit of seam. Just about breaks free. Kroger on the tackle. It'll stop the clock to move the sticks with 1:51 left. Moves the ball right to the 50-yard line. Right to the 45-yard line of LP.
Well, that's 2 runs in a row there for LaSalle-Peru, eating up a lot of clock here with 1:49, but they're at the 45-yard line of LP.
Timeout by Geneseo. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We had too many players in the field there that time.
Well, that would have been a nice job by Geneseo, because that would have been a free play there for LP, and that's where they go for the end zone or something like that. At this point, you can't shoot yourself in the foot. Right now, you come from a 24-6 deficit here in the third quarter with 1:44 left in this ball game. You're now ahead 32-24, and right now Geneseo's got to have that bend but break the attitude. You can give up the 5-yarders, you can give up even the 10-yarders, but you can't let anybody behind you, and you got to make a play, and you definitely got to wrap up and tackle.
Every time they try to throw the ball downfield, they sprint out the quarterback Rink, who's height-wise is 5'9". He's sprinting him out to the right side so he can get a better view of the field. They usually have 2 to 3 receivers in the pattern. Geneseo, and they bring 2 of the receivers from the back side of the field into the pattern to this near side of the field as he rolls out towards the Geneseo bench here on the east side of the field. So 1st and 10 for LP at their own 45-yard line. 1 minute and 44 seconds left on the clock. LP has
they do have
1 timeout left. Geneseo's up by the score 32-24. 2 wideouts near side. Geneseo on the coverage near side. Bellagear along with Havlin. 1 back in the backfield. They're going to sprint out once again this near side. They're going to get pressure downfield. Throws the ball down deep. And incomplete at the 10-yard line. Lemke on the coverage along with Patton. A long pass that time by Rink, and he did get behind our defenseman just by a stride and just about pulled it in.
That can't happen. You can't. That coaching staff's got to get right in those DBs right now and say that's exactly what cannot happen. You cannot let him get by you. They got caught looking at the ball instead of looking at where the receiver was, and then the ball just went by both of them. And luckily, the receiver had a hard time making an adjustment. Otherwise, that could have been 7 points.
Big thing up front. We got to get some pressure on that quarterback. Wide receivers all over the place, 2 each side. 2nd and 10. 1:35 left in the game. Geneseo's up by a touchdown. Gives the ball to running back in the backfield. Still on his feet. Going to be short of the first down. That'll make the clock run. It'll bring up his third 3rd and about 4 for LP. Clock will be on the moves. It's continued to roll inside 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the ball game. 3rd and 4. Ball's on the 49-yard line of Geneseo. They got guys moving all over the place. Quarterback's Rink calls for the ball. Steps back to pass the ball. It's cut and dropped at the 40-yard line or at the 43-yard line, incomplete. It'll bring up a 4th down for LP.
Well, this is the ball game for LaSalle-Peru. If they don't get 5 yards, they're going to turn this ball over, and that'll be the end of the game with the 1:07 left. And they still, they managed to hang on to that one timeout, John, so they can use the middle of the field, obviously. And, right now they have to move the sticks. And Geneseo, Coach Paulson down there with the DBs has got to make sure that, once again, you don't let anything in front of you. You can always give up the 5-10-yard pass play, but you can't afford the bomb like we almost saw. And right now, Geneseo's defense doing a nice job of keeping containment. And right now, this is when you want one of your ends to come around and make a sack.
1:07 left in the game. 4th and 4 for LP. Ball's on the 50-yard line. Hungate looks like he's coming. He is coming. Quarterback's going to keep the ball himself. Looks to get the 1st down. He's going to be stopped short. Big play over there. Let's call the name of Lemke. He makes a tackle and drops him for a no gain to play. And Geneseo's offense will come back on the field with 1 minute left in the game. I thought he had a shot at the 1st down. Lemke closed on him and stuck him and dropped him and went him backward. Bent him over backwards.
The classic running into a brick wall. It looked like he had the speed, the momentum, he had an open gap, and the only thing he had to do was get through Lemke, and Lemke didn't let it happen. He just basically drove it back, and he's going to come up about 1.5 yards, 2 yards short. So Geneseo holds him on 4th down, and just basically another statement of this game on defense. With 1 minute left, they're just going to probably take a knee here, and this game's going to be over as soon as this clock runs down.
LP with that one timeout, like you said. 1 minute left on the clock. Atwell will take the snap and go to a knee. On 1st down, he takes the knee, and the clock will continue to run. LP's not even going to call their timeout, are they?
No, unless Geneseo obviously would happen to fumble the snap, that's the only way that LP can get this ball back. Even with the timeout, the clock's going to run down before Geneseo would have to, turn it over on down. So what a great game. What a great second. I would say what a great game. What a great second half by Geneseo's football team.
So once again, Atwell will go under center. He'll snap the ball and just take a knee. He takes a knee with under 25 seconds. Geneseo does not have to run another play in this game. And Geneseo, I tell you what, Josh, we called for it at halftime. We asked them, hey, can they muster up anything? Can they pull down deep? Can they think about what they had to go through all summer long, what they've done the last 4 years, the last 5 years, last 6 years to get to a point of to be on the varsity squad? And then they come out and did exactly what everybody wanted them to do. They showed a lot of heart, a lot of guts, a lot of courage to come out and just go toe-to-toe with LP and outscored them here in the second half.
Well, obviously we'll have to wait and see, later on in the season what this does. But a win like this can just propel you so much, the confidence. And, basically the first half you came out here and you laid an egg. You 17-6, and you look like you were going through the momentum. And, then you come out the third quarter, you make a big, defense makes a play against you. The next play they hit a touchdown against you, so make it 24-6. And, and I felt the same way. I thought, oh my goodness, we didn't show up for this football game. And what a big game it was. And then it seemed like they messed around here, and they kind of got in Geneseo's face a little bit, and it was like they turned a switch on and said, we've had enough of it, and you want to play football, let's play football. And ever since then, Geneseo rattled off 26 straight points to win this football game.
You're right. You pointed down here to the north end zone. At one time, they took some shots on Belaguer as he's on the ground, and he got fired up, and he wasn't going to take it. You mentioned then he went back to the huddle, got in some faces of some of the other guys, and away we went from there. From then on, it was all
you got mad.
All good for us.
That was basically they got mad. They finally maybe that's what they needed. Unfortunately for LaSalle-Peru, they did the wrong thing. You got Geneseo mad, and when you got them mad, it was a whole different football team, and they just basically ran you over the second half. The defense stepped up when they couldn't stop anybody in the first half. Offense was struggling with penalties and turnovers, and then the second half they just turned the switch on and basically clicked the whole game. And once again, credit that Geneseo football team and the coaching staff at halftime for making the adjustments.
So some stats for the game for Geneseo. Belaguer, 14 carries for 72 yards. Kotecki, 11 carries for 49. Akers, 11 carries for 42. Patton, 5 carries for 27. Hungate, 5 carries for 25. Atwell, 4 carries for 44. Passing the ball, Atwell was 3 of 10 for 38 yards, as long of 18. Receiving the ball was Havlin, 3 receptions for 38 yards.
Team stats, Geneseo ended up having 20 first downs. They only had 4 at half. Rushing, they ended up rushing 50 times for 219. That was only 44 at half. Passing, 3 for 10, 38. Still had that interception. Total yards, 257 to LP's 204. That was 69 at halftime. Geneseo also fumbles, 2 for 2. LP 3 for 1. Time of possession, Geneseo had it 22 minutes and 42 seconds. In the time of possession, LP 22 minutes 16 seconds. So second half was just a different ballgame.
Just a different ballgame, and this has sometimes, like I said, will set the tone for the rest of the season. You always wonder what you have in a football on your team, no matter what type of team it is. But if it's baseball or basketball or football, but in this case, we know what we got now. We got some kids that have some heart. They're going to come out and battle for you every night whenever they have to. And certainly tonight, they were called on to do that, and they did it.
Big game, big victory for Geneseo. Hats off to those kids. That's they deserve it. They deserve everything they got there with the 32-24 ball game, and they deserve this win and to stay 2-1 in the NCIC.
So that'll do it for us from LP tonight. For Willis Andel, for John Budger with the statisticians, for Keith Kennett behind the camera, Josh Pierce at the mic beside me here. I am John Rowley. The Geneseo Maple Leafs, the victorious tonight here at LP at homecoming. Thanks for listening. Good evening.
1,000 yards.
And I think the snap was fumbled by the quarterback, who fell back on it.
Well, in the old days there at Geneseo, Coach Reed would have put everybody on the line of scrimmage and probably blitzed the world at him. And right now he's at 127, and what'd you say he needed, 130?
129, so he's at 998 yards unofficially.
Well, I tell you what, that it's obviously what they're doing. If I was Geneseo, I'd just throw the whole kitchen sink at him and try to get him down here for a loss.
Oh, give him the 2 yards.
No.
He's not going to get it, though. Geneseo quick to the ball. Adam Hosty knocking him down for a loss.
That's senior pride out there. Adam Hostie's had a great season all year long at the linebacker, 5'10", 200, number 66, and he actually lost a couple of yards on that, Lauren. So still not 1,000 yards. Geneseo's defense standing up.
They want to try running to the right side. 3rd down and 15. They go that way on the toss sweep. It's got a opening for a moment, but it closes quickly. Austin Ryan and Nathan Panacucci come in to make the tackle. Good tackle by Nathan, and that'll do it. 2 seconds left, 1 second. Geneseo wins this one at home on their season finale, senior night, as they put 27 on the board and shut out the Spartans of Springfield Southeast. So they wrap up a 7-2 season.
Well, just a great all-around game by Geneseo. Player-wise, coaching staff came out here 27-0, got a couple turnovers early, capitalized on it. Some good running by Jason Johnson, the sophomore, over 100 yards there in the first half, and added to that total in the second half. And we talked a little bit about it. They faced a real good back tonight, and Geneseo's defense was up to the challenge.
The starting backfield for Geneseo, everybody had a touchdown tonight. Johnson, Cuban, and Panacucci actually had 2 tonight. And good balance on offense. Got some passing in tonight. Got to kind of work that 2-minute drill towards the end of the first half. Nick Hamer did a fine job throwing the football tonight. He had Shane Reschke in there along with Turner catching some passes. And so Geneseo, I think, has to be pretty happy with how they finished out the regular season. They got some momentum going into the playoffs. And Josh, as you know, as a player, once you get in the playoffs for Geneseo, you can get some momentum going and things can start snowballing in your favor.
Well, that's exactly right. As soon as we'll find out tomorrow who we play, and everybody you play, it's it goes back to 0-0. It doesn't matter what your record is or how you got here. You're there. It's the playoffs. You have to play football, and obviously the team that gets the most momentum, gets on a roll, and can create the turnovers can go a long way in the playoffs. We've seen it in the past. So right now, Geneseo, we saw Van Hersel get a little banged up there in the first half, so hopefully he's all right. Geneseo, for the most part, healthy this year, and obviously got a big spark from number 44, Shane Reschke, the senior, coming back.
They're ringing the victory bell here at Geneseo, and we'll take a look at some quick numbers here. Jason Johnson, 141 yards tonight. Really, the whole backfield did a great job. You got Panacucci with 49 on the ground, 55 from Cuban. For Kuko, he had 134 positive yards, but he lost 10, so he finished up with 124, so about 5 or 6 yards from going over 1,000.
And I believe he had over 100 in the first half, so that just shows you the second half defense there for Geneseo, only allowing him probably close to 30 yards only in the first half. And time of possession, Geneseo just gobbled up the clock there in the second half, and that's basically what stole the hearts out from Southeast. A good football team. We saw a little bit. Geneseo got the early turnover. It very easily could have been a closer game than what it was, but Geneseo just never gave up, just kept sustaining their blocks, and the blocks in the holes were there all day. And like you mentioned, there's 3 or 4 running backs there that just keep plugging them in and created some great opportunities.
Geneseo with just a great second half on defense. I don't think Southeast had a first down in that second half of play here tonight. So we look forward to the playoffs. John Rowley will be back next week along with Josh to bring you all the action, probably back here at home. And Josh, it was good working with you tonight.
Well, we're undefeated, and that's all that matters. We're 1-0, and that I'll make sure I tell John that. He probably said the same thing when I was gone, but that it's a good night for Geneseo football. Senior night, everybody played good, 27-0, and it's just sit back and wait, and hopefully we'll be here either next Friday or next Saturday.
Okay, we'll have Keith start rolling the credits here. Our cameraman Keith Kennett, thanks for your help again, Keith, and for the invite to get me back into the studio. Thanks again, Josh, and to John for with the stats here tonight. Again, Geneseo wins this one 27-0 over Springfield Southeast. Playoffs coming up next week here on Channel 50. For Josh Pierce, this is Lauren Lemke. Good night from Geneseo.